And welcome inside 302 Sports up here at the press box of Whitney Athletic Center here at Tubby Raymond Field at Delaware Stadium. Nick Allison-Drudy alongside Glenn Frazier. We've got quite the crew in here up here today at the University of Delaware for a special matchup. It's Salesianum and Smyrna. And it's only fitting, Glenn, we get two of the premier teams here in the state of Delaware that meet on maybe one of the premier fields or stadiums here in the state of Delaware at the university. And it's great to have these two teams meet here at such a phenomenal facility, and we're happy to be here able to bring the call.
It didn't used to be that way with the old press box, as you and I recall very well, climbing up the road PP.
A lot of steps.
I'll never forget it, PP all the way up to the top, and then that little narrow stairway up into the press box. But UD's done a great job modernizing this stadium, and, looking forward to it today. These two come in ranked in our Super 7 poll, number 2, Salesianum, Smyrna, number 3. Neither one of them has a winning record, and neither does our top-ranked team, Middletown. That's because all three of them have played top-ranked out-of-state competition in the non-conference portion of their schedule.
Yeah, let's talk about the team coming in here ranked number 2 first. They just ran out here onto the field at Delaware Stadium. That is Salesianum. They come in ranked number 2, as you just mentioned. And you talked about the out-of-state competition, right? Malvern, LaSalle, some of those really tough teams that are going to be really competitive in their own rights in their own states. And what has Sally shown, even though with that losing record, again, going up against some of those tough teams out-of-state competition? Pretty
good mix, a balance on offense. I understand Odell Teal, one of their featured running backs, a little dinged up, so we're going to see mostly Jasir Gaiman. E.J. Cotton has 45 carries for 264 yards and a touchdown. Had a real good game last week against Sussex Central. And Gaiman, 58 carries, 317. And then there's like 3 other guys that they can bring in and spell those guys. Liam Sherlock has a touchdown on the ground and 58 yards rushing. Jet Healy, 37 yards on the ground and another touchdown. So they can really spread it around running the rock. And then you got the junior quarterback, Brady Knabb, who has completed 35 out of 63 for 465 yards, 7 touchdowns, and he runs as well. He has 62 yards rushing. He has a real bevy of wide receivers. James Elias, David Hassan, Jamar Taylor, Tyzier Jones. Every one of them has scored a touchdown. So Brady Knabb does a good job distributing the football around the field to the running backs and to his wideouts. They have a veteran offensive line as well. Salesianum, I look to, establish the run against Smyrna, who found that was a weakness last week against Middletown.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about last week, because what a week it has been, what a day or a night it was at Cavalier Stadium last Friday. A lot of controversy surrounding that finish between Smyrna and Middletown. Obviously, the Officials Association got together and they released a statement, or Smyrna released a statement last weekend saying that, hey, they acknowledge they got the call wrong, but obviously they can't change anything. So the protest won't change the outcome, but they did acknowledge that it was the wrong call last week.
Yeah, in the state of Delaware, there's no recourse. You had to protest the call there on the field, and because it was the last play of the game, and time had run out, the officials, I think a couple of them I saw, got together real quick and then just exited the field, got out of there. So no chance for Smyrna to get in a legal protest, and after the fact, that just doesn't work.
And we're going to talk about those Smyrna Eagles in just a moment. But first, the national anthem live here from Delaware Stadium. Kickoff coming up just around the corner. It's number 2 Salesianum, number 3 Smyrna here after the anthem. A beautiful national anthem there by the Smyrna Marching Band that is positioned there on the left side as we see it here at the Whitney Athletic Center. Nick Allison, Judy, and Glenn Frazier. Jason Winchell, our producer today. Greg Laskowski, Chris Hollywood up here as well. Nick Holiday, Mike Lang down on the field. Glenn, we are getting ready for the coin toss. But let's talk now a little bit about those Smyrna Eagles that we alluded to. A controversial finish, as we mentioned last Friday. A tough one, especially for, your high school kids and a high school team like that to go through, tough to swallow. How do you think they respond today after that tough one last week?
Talked to Mike Judy down on the field and the athletic director, Bill Schultz, and I think Smyrna handled that tough loss with a lot of class when they posted their response on social media. I think you got to get over it quick, and I'm sure the coaching staff did the best job they could of saying, okay, we got to let that go now. Now we got to focus on the next team up in Salesianum. Let's talk about the offense real quick. Smyrna comes in pretty much throwing the ball over 1,000 yards through the air, 440 on the ground. They get most of their rushing yards out of that earthquake formation, as they did against Middletown last week in a touchdown drive in the second half. Kamaj Kearney, the senior running back, has scored 62 points so far in the season, 7 touchdowns and 10 two-point conversions. He has 189 receiving yards and 272 yards on the ground. And then you got to look at Phoenix Enriquez, who he's one of the captains out the field right now. All district last year, 25 receptions, almost 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he scored twice on the ground. Maurice Kilgo, Jason Caserta, other wide receivers that we saw had a pretty good game last week, along with Chris Beverly and Nakai Reed. Returning on the offensive line, the right side of the line, the guard Doug Barbie, 6'1", 260, and the tackle Bo Evans, 6 feet, 215. And then new starters on the left and in the center with the head coach's son, Gray Judy, the center. Smallwood and Beckett are the guard and tackle on the left side. And then the athletic director, Schultze, Bill Schultz, his son Reed Schultz is the kicker, and he saved a touchdown last week, remember?
Yeah, we were talking about it, and it was funny, I think right on cue when we mentioned him, and then he was able to make the play. Sometimes it's the reverse of the broadcasters, James, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you bring good things onto the field. Well, we had the coin toss there in between there, Glenn. Smyrna has won the toss. They have elected to receive the football, so we're going to see that Smyrna offense, Drew Marks and company, here to start. So Salesianum on defense. We'll get you starters here after the kickoff. We talked to you about players to watch. Salesianum 2-2 coming in. Smyrna 1-3. We talked about the out-of-state competition, and now both of these teams meet here in state, in the first state, at the Toe.
It's interesting. This is the second game in a row now we've had with Smyrna. In the past, if they've won the toss, they've always deferred to the second half.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah, so now this year a little bit of different twist. They want to get that offense out on the field first. Try to get some early points and grab the lead. And you have Phoenix Enriquez back deep.
I believe Christian Carroll to his right.
Yep.
And doing the honors here, about to boot it away, Brandon Avila. The senior kicker for Salesianum, and Glenn, we are about ready to get things underway. The Weekdays USA logo still on the field, and how about this one? A quick kick that's going to be fair caught inside the 40 to start, so Sally's not sure if they were trying to pin it or maybe trying to make a run at the football, but Derek Gomez able to make the fair catch, a heads-up play there, and Smyrna with great field position.
That's great football IQ right there. A lot of times coming out first kickoff of the game, you're looking to maybe catch that and try to get yardage and go forward. The kid was really smart there. Let me just call fair catch. So the Eagles have good field position.
Smyrna lineup looks like this. Drew Marks at quarterback up front. Bo Evans, Doug Barbie, Gray Judy at center. Wendell Smallwood, Damian Beckett. And then you'll see Carroll, Kearney, and a few other of these weapons. Inside throw on the slant to start on first down. And a nice gain. They'll pick up about 8 as they go inside to his go-to man, one of the best receivers in the state, if not the best, in Enriquez.
Number 22 for the Sal's on the tackle. That's Mac Casalvera. But, again, tight window throw there for Marks.
So back in the gun and coming up a little early and making some contact is the big fella Justin McGill, the senior interior defensive lineman. So the hard count there by Drew Marks got Sally's to jump, and now they're going to move the chains, and now maybe to the other side of the 50 for this Smyrna offense here on the opening drive.
Nice start for Smyrna. as, again, they'll mix up this spread offense, and then they'll run the power earthquake and rotate back and forth with that, depending on how successful either one is.
So Kearney flank to the left side, Marks in the gun, running back to his right, it's Carroll. And split out wide is Enriquez and Caserta, slot to the left.
Yeah, Sally's was showing a 4-2 front. Now they're showing a 5-2.
See if they bring the pressure. New set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 50 for Marks. Inside handoff to Carroll. He's wrapped up quickly in the backfield. A TFL for Salesianum. Who was the one that got there first? I think it was number 38 with the stop, Phil Tasian.
It's going to be a key today to see how well Smyrna can establish an inside run game against Salesianum. They had a lot of trouble doing that against Middletown's front and their linebackers last week in that loss. They get most of their running yardage on the jet sweeps to Enriquez.
And he's starting this one split out wide, slot to the left, same formation. They move now the flanker to the right side. It's still Kearney as Marks looks to the sideline for the play call. 2nd and 11 from now back at the Smyrna 49 after the loss of 1 on the first down carry.
Salesianum pretty much playing off the wideouts at the line of scrimmage. Now showing blitz.
They're going to bring some off the edge. Marks fires to the other side of the field. A little bit slow out of the break was Kilgo down near the 40, unable to get there on the comeback to the near sideline, incomplete.
Christian Carroll, the running back for Smyrna, picked up that blitzer off the right edge, did a very nice job. Gave quarterback Marks a little bit more time to throw, but it couldn't complete that one.
So now it's going to bring up 3rd down, 3rd and long. We'll call it 3rd and 11. Got to get to the Sally's 40. So now they're going to empty it out for the moment for Marks. It's going to be trips to the top of the screen, 2 receivers to the bottom. Marks will check to the sideline. It's Kilgo and Kearney here to the bottom side. And then to the top, Enriquez in the slot, closest to Marks. They're going to set up a tunnel screen. They get it into the hands of Kilgo. Kilgo going to pick up about 6. Good gang tackling by the Sals to stay committed there. Now a 4th down and a potential decision time. We'll call it 4th and 4 from just inside the 45.
Decision for most coaches, but not for Smyrna, Nick. You know they're going to go for it. They don't have a field goal unit. At least they haven't used one since 2018. Oof.
So they're going to go for it, Glenn, as we anticipated. 9:41 here in quarter number 1. Trips to the top of the screen. Kilgo making some hand motions to the sideline. He's the inside slot. Caserta splits him in the middle.
See if Salesianum shows a blitz. Nope, they're going to just rush 3.
Marks with time, trying to make a play with his legs. I don't know. It's going to be close. A nice open field tackle by number 44, Kevin McGonaghy, and he's going to be right at the sticks, Glenn. This was a bang-bang call. To me, initially looked like he might have been a few inches short, but that could go either way. Instead, they're going to give him the first down. What did you see?
Yeah. It looked like to me when his knee touched, the ball had not reached the stick. So I thought they were going to mark him short of the line to gain, but no, they gave him just enough.
Yeah, I was with you. Bang-bang play. Could go either way. This time it's a first down for Smyrna as they get deeper into Sally's territory. Now at the 40. Double slot for Marks here on 1st and 10. The back to his right is Kearney, the all-district running back.
Defensive coordinator Paul Warlow. I met him outside the stadium before came in here today, and he likes to mix it up. He shows that 3-man front, and then they back off.
Still rushing 3. It's going to be an inside handoff to Kearney, this time to the right side. And he is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, I believe, coming up and making the play. Jet Healy along a few other Salesians.
So with a 3-man rush, Kearney still didn't have a gap to shoot through and get any kind of yardage there. So great job by Salesianum's front. And then as soon as they see the ball carried with it, the linebackers fill those other gaps so quick.
And on the back end there for Salesianum, Jay Burrell, Jet Healy, Austin Thomas, and Yaheem Smith. Again, we'll see how much we see of the linebacker Odell Teal. Kevin McGonaghy with a nice play ago. And then Robin Trubiano, the senior outside linebacker, with McGill, Tajan, and Vankerhoven up front. 2nd and 9 for Marks. Rushing 4, Marks out of the pocket, trying to make a defender miss. Not going to be able to do so. He's wrapped up. Another nice open field tackle for Salesianum. And once again, I believe it's McGonaghy who gets up off the pile.
Yeah, that junior linebacker, he was all over that play. It looked like Marks had some space there for a moment, but McGonaghy just too quick to get over there and make that stop. Smyrna, every snap, they stop and they look to the sidelines and see if there's an adjustment on the play call. I'd like to see them maybe get away from that once or twice and catch Salesianum by surprise.
So 3rd and 10 now after the open field tackle on marks by McGonaghy. 7:30 and ticking. Need to get to the 30, but they'll have 2 downs to do it.
Yeah. I was waiting for that, Nick.
Trips to the top for Marks out of the pistol. They set up a slant inside. That might have been intercepted.
I think they are going to call that a pick.
Diving interception on the back end for Salesianum and Tyseer Jones, as I believe it was Enriquez who slipped on the slant across the middle. And again, if you watch any of Smyrna football, you know they love to run those slants and stuff to the middle of the field. And that time, just a little bit of a slip allowed for the interception on a nice diving play by Tyseer Jones.
Stayed in his lane. One thing of Salesianum I watched so far is they're playing soft on the wideouts. They're not pressing coverage, and they're giving Smyrna the short routes, which usually Smyrna does. They like those quick throws.
Absolutely.
But you're right that time. Enriquez slipped a little bit making that cut.
So again, not a lot you can do as an offense there. And Smyrna was driving to open up the game, got into Salesianum territory. And then a big interception here in the turnover. So Sally's now to start in the pistol, and some whistles before we get the play underway.
Yep, pre-snap violation, or was it a sideline warning? Of course, it's pink out game, cancer awareness.
That's right, got my pink shoes on today.
There you go, in the month of October. And I think the call is a sideline warning on Smyrna.
That was the call. So a quick one there right before the first play offensively for Salesianum. It's Gaiman to start in the backfield alongside the junior quarterback Brady Knapp. So you go from Brady McBride to now Brady Knapp.
Yep, keeping it with the Brady bunch.
Get you the offensive line up front for Salesianum from right to left. Anthony Spinato at right tackle, Justin McGill inside, Brady Freeberry at center, Chase Watson at left guard, and Gabe Medico at left tackle, who was here last night for the Delaware football game. It's going to be a start on the run to the right side, pick up a few yards on first down for Salesianum.
That was Gaiman on the carry. Timmons on the stop for Smyrna after a 2-yard pickup. Now I wanted to mention to you that Daniel Tamba, he had 10 tackles against Middletown last week, the D-back for Smyrna. Gives him 23 on the season as he led the team in that loss.
Another inside handoff to Gaiman, and Smyrna all over it, able to get the penetration and make the play. It was Jay Sapinski, the senior linebacker, who read those keys, got upfield, and made the tackle, and looks like for loss.
Yeah, so far Smyrna's defense really selling out on the run and doing a good job on both of those 2 plays. So you got a 2-yard pickup, and now they're a 1-yard loss, a TFL for the Eagles, and it forces Knapp into 3rd and long.
And on 3rd and long, and they'll open it up here. Double slot for Brady Knapp, who has Gaiman to the left of him in the shotgun. Knapp fires to the sideline, has his man. Catch made that time by Tyseer Jones. I believe the player who just had the interception defensively. Tries to get upfield, and he might have enough for a first down. And it's the yards after the catch, Glenn. That time, Brady Knapp hitting him in the flat. And a nice job by Jones to turn upfield and get to the sticks.
Yeah, good job tiptoeing down the sidelines right in front of his own bench. Just got enough to move the chains. So early on in this one.
Both teams picking up a few first downs to start.
Want to give a shout out real quick. Our Pigskin Picks weekly show, which is the Mitchell production, is being presented this year by Compete Event Management. They run wrestling tournaments throughout the state and have an apparel line that can be personalized for your tournament. Their next event, the Tiger Takedown, Sunday, October 12th at AI.
Going to go back to the ground game here for Salesianum. Inside handoff once again to the right side. I believe it was Gaiman.
Yes, you are correct.
And he picks up a few more on the ground. 3 set up 2nd and 7 from the Salesianum 48. And now right back on up tempo here for the Salesianum offense. 5:41 to go here, opening quarter. Double slot, some movement up front. And might have been a little early that time was the player you just highlighted a few moments ago, and Kyron Timmons.
Yep.
So that'll make 2nd and 8, 2nd and short. Now into Smyrna territory, back on the line of scrimmage for Salesianum. Gaiman once again to the left of Brady Knapp. He'll have double slot, 2 receivers each side, and once again the hard count got Smyrna for the second consecutive time. So back-to-back offside neutral zone infractions from the Eagles, and a great use of the hard count for the quarterback Brady Knapp.
Smyrna getting a little bit too aggressive early on, trying to jump the snack count and get some traction, some early advantages in that Salesianum run game. And this is exactly what I thought we'd see coming in. Smyrna predominantly throwing the ball and Salesianum going to the ground game.
They're going to go trips to the left, and it's going to be the handoff back to Gaiman as they spread out the Eagles defensively and then hit them on the ground. A nice gain on first down once again for Salesianum, who continue to move the ball here on their opening possession.
Yeah, doing a great job blocking mostly on that right side for the Sals. And that's where Justin McGill and Anthony Spinato, the 2 seniors, reside over there.
Quite the offensive line again for Sally's. And 2nd and 4 after the 6-yard carry by Gaiman. Will they keep it on the ground? They will, and this time Smyrna is right there. They got the penetration up front, a group of Eagles amongst the play. And, of course, once again, Jake Sapitsky seems to be in the mix.
Eli Mann in there as well, the junior linebacker.
Eli Manning?
You could have, huh?
Eli Manning?
Man. We'll take the I-N-G off. He's motivating, man.
That's
yeah.
That's right. He's got a bunch of different hats he wears now.
Looks like a couple-yard loss there and a TFL again for the Eagles.
And now this sets up a 3rd and what would be longer, obviously, than the play before. Still 3rd and manageable here at 3rd and 5. And once again, double slot with the running back to the right of Brady Knapp. And this time it is not Gaiman. Here comes
Blitz.
the pressure, and they've got him like a missile off the edge. Was Timmons, made up for that offsides call a few plays ago. And how about that big-time sack is going to make it 4th and a mile for Salesianum. We should see the punt team.
Nobody covered up that blitzing defensive back that time. Timmons right in there, and he made a good one-on-one tackle in the backfield. So both teams defensively, they come up with a stop. One on a sack, one on a pick. And the ever-dangerous Phoenix Enriquez back to receive the punt.
Hayes heels at the 10. As this one is booted away, going to head and take a hop at the 5. That's a heck of a punt. I don't know if and unable to save it.
Yeah.
As it was chased down that time, almost got a hand on it. I believe it was number 17 or number 7. Either way, Salesianum knocked it down in the end zone. It will be a touchback, and the Smyrna offense coming back out at the 20.
Good punt by James McGovern as he tried to pin him down deep, trying to get the special teamers down there to down that ball. I kept watching Enriquez. Is he going to pick this up and try to run with it inside the 5, but he wisely did not do that.
Yeah, what a punt there by Montgomery. Had a chance to be stopped inside the 5. Just a few touches there. And into the end zone. Here we go, Smyrna back out offensively, led by Marks, who, of course, will look to the sideline before the snap. That's
Christian Carroll in there as the feature running back, and they're putting Kearney in as like a wing.
Kilgo to the bottom, Cassera in the slot to the top. Marks
handoff,
and he is wrapped up on the handoff. Brought down in the backfield by Ryan Vankerhoven, the senior edge. And he met him. He could have maybe taken the handoff the other way. He was in the backfield so quickly.
Number on number there. Number 10 on number 10. Vankerhoven on Carroll. Yet he just shot right through a gap. That was a missed assignment there. Maybe a pulling guard that just missed a block. And in the backfield right at the exchange. And Smyrna already behind the chains.
Beverly now onto the field for the Eagles. It'll be trips to the top here after the big loss. It'll be 2nd and 14 for Marks.
Now this time a little bit of press coverage by Salesianum. They had been playing rather soft, at least at the bottom of your screen.
And that's against Enriquez. Kearney will motion out to form quads to the top of the screen. They pump fake to him. They set up a screen underneath and couldn't get it into the hands of the guy he was looking for. It was across the middle.
Yeah, I think it was
Kilgo.
Yeah, I think Kilgo was the intended receiver, but he led him way too far. Looked like a little bit too much traffic for Kilgo in the middle, maybe just getting bunched up with his blockers.
Yeah, they tried to show the shoulder fake to the left side where they had the quads. They faked the screen up top, and with all that motion to the top, kind of got Kilgo as he was trying to come to the other side of the field and set up the screen underneath. And now 3rd and 13 for Marks and the Eagles. Need to get to their own 30. They'll empty it out for Marks here. 3 receivers, trips to the top and 2 to the bottom.
Enriquez as the outside receiver up top.
Yeah,
I always like to keep an eye on him.
That's where I'd be going. We'll see what Marks does here. Pass rush is coming. Marks lost the football as he's able to get back on it inside the 10. But once again, Sally's rushing 3, and able to get home. Again, we are seeing some fantastic play up front from both of these defensive lines. And now 4th and a mile. This time it's for Smyrna, and they're going to be putting out of their own end zone.
Well, that means Kearney dropping back deep. You know, they tried to fake out Middletown a lot of times last week. They had Marks in the game, which
That's
they
right.
do have. He's the blocking special teamer in front of Kearney. He just flips it back to him. Ooh.
And that one's blocked, and Sally's, they saw the film. It's caught in return for a touchdown. What a play as that one was caught by Austin Thomas, and the DB runs in for 6. And Salesianum was ready right for it. They had rushed, came off the edge of that left side, right where Marks pitched it to Kearney.
That was Odell Teal on the block. We were told he might not be playing too much today. He got the block and then just picked right out of the air for a 6.
And it's the special teams unit that strikes first here on this Saturday afternoon. And that gives Salesianum a 6-0 lead. Extra point to be determined here in a minute. But how about that one? Again, you talk about the TFLs, the big sack for Salesianum. You put them in a tough position for Smyrna to punt out of your own end zone. And they're able to make a play on special teams. It turns into 6. And what a way for Salesianum to get on the board.
Was that Austin Thomas?
Yes.
They picked that. I thought that it looked like him running down there. Great job by him.
Pursuit of the football pays off there for Salesianum, kicking the team on as Avila ready for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and it's up and through. And with 1:34 to go here in the opening quarter, it's Salesianum 7-0 off the Odell Teal block into the hands of his teammate Austin Thomas as Sally's. They strike first. We'll be right back on 302 Sports. Seven nothing Salesianum after the blocked punt return for a touchdown. Kickoff here is going to be fair caught at the 32. Nick Alessandrini alongside Glenn Frazier. Hollywood up on the camera. Craig Laskowski running the switcher. Jason Winchell, our producer, Nick Halliday and Mike Lang are roaming around playing free safety down on the sidelines. And Glenn and Sally's, they strike first on the special teams unit gets it done.
We've seen that quite a bit this year. We saw it last night in the game with St. Mark's and DMA. It was a pick 6 that got things going. So not the traditional offense scoring. I did want to mention one more crew member. Jordan Hughes is on the sideline.
That's right.
camera.
Jordan is back, and I had a chance to meet him for the first time last week. I'll tell you what, we got a great crew this year. And Jordan does a great job, has done a great job as well here so far this season. And we're looking forward to another great year. 1:33 to go here in the first. They're going to spread it out, empty it out for Marks on 1st and 10. They'll start from their own 33. Set up the screen to the backside, and a little bit of running room that time as they get it into the hands of Naki Reed, the senior, 6 catches for 67 yards on the year. They're getting him involved here on this drive.
Jet Healy on the tackle. Good move after the initial catch. It looked like Salesianum had that defense pretty well at the point of contact. But, hey, you get 5 yards on first down, you'll take that every time.
That's right. Trips to the bottom. Once again, they will empty it out. They like to throw a lot of screens out of this, and then they'll fake the screen and try to take the top off. It's Henriquez, Caserta, and Kilgo to the bottom. And I believe Kearney and Carroll to the top.
You are correct.
We've seen him enough by now. Right?
Yeah.
They'll set up a screen to Caserta towards the bottom, but the pursuit of Salesianum too much, and he is stopped in his tracks. Brought down that time by number 42, Roman Trubiano.
Linebackers are really active so far.
Yeah.
I mean, Teal has the block kick that gets the touchdown instantly. McConaughey's been all over the field early on, and now Trubiano.
And just like that, third down again for Smyrna. 25 seconds on the game clock. I don't believe we have the play clocks operating today. So 3rd and 4, and we'll see Smyrna most likely will have to run one final play here to end the quarter.
So far, very impressed with the pass defense by Salesianum against Marks and company.
Got to get to the 43. They're going to hand it off here. Kearney gets to the sideline, makes a defender miss, and a new set of downs for Smyrna. And again, when you operate, Glenn, as we talked about, you have 2 downs to get that first down. That's what you can do on 3rd and long. And in this time, it turns in to a new set of downs. Smyrna into Salesianum territory, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 1. It's Sally's and Smyrna here at the University of Delaware. A 7-0 lead for Salesianum, courtesy of Austin Thomas returning the blocked field goal or the blocked punt by Odell Teal. 7-0. We'll be right back on 302 Sports. Inside 302 Sports, Nick Allison alongside Glenn Frazier. You know the crew, Hollywood, Jason, and Craig up here with us. Nick Halliday, Jordan, and Mike down on the field. Here we go, start of quarter number 2. 12 minutes on the clock, 7-0 lead for Salesianum, and a battle of number 2 versus number 3, Glenn. As Smyrna offense back out on the field, a nice carry from Kearney that took him to the end of the quarter, gave him a new set of downs.
So far, Smyrna has run 13 plays to 8 for Salesianum, but this is the 3rd time Smyrna's had the football. Salesianum's offense only been on the field for 1 series.
Double slot for Marks here on 1st and 10, now just inside the 50. Is going to be a handoff to Kearney, trying to get to the outside. Kearney able to pick up 3 or 4 as he's pushed out of bounds, but a flag comes flying in towards the tail end of the play, and now maybe in the area of a hold.
Yeah, our head referee with the signal now, and that's indeed what it is. I'm sure Coach Gene Deladon will want to back the Eagles up.
And again,
so that'll make it first down at 20.
So just ask Smyrna picking up a little momentum there offensively, a few positive plays. And then they'll have to deal now with the penalty, and the hold going to back them up a decent amount here, all the way to their own 42-yard line. And the first down marker set at the 38. But again, first down and long. We'll call it 1st and 20 as Marks looks to the sideline.
And again, predominantly soft coverage by the D-backs for Salesianum. They're not really pressing any of the Smyrna receivers except for Enriquez.
Fake the handoff, RPO. They get it to Kilgo across the middle.
Now he got all those penalty yardage right back in 1 play.
Yeah, nice play and a nice job that time by Marks to recognize where to go with the football. Again, able to pull that one out of the belly of Kearney and hit his man across the middle. A nice play by the quarterback.
Marks has now hit 3 straight passes in this drive.
You mentioned it, got those yards back, now just 2nd and 10. Caserta in the slot to the bottom alongside Nakai Reed, who was also back into the game. Enriquez in the slot to the top.
Yeah, Beverly up there on the outside receiver.
So Beverly and Reed now here on the outside for this play. Marks hands it off again on the belly. Reed, this time to Kearney. And he is wrapped up, and it might be a TFL tackle for loss, and we might be looking at another 3rd and long for the Eagles.
That's Castlevera, who was not listed in the starting lineup given to us by Coach Deladon, but he's making a statement early on in this one.
So a big third down as you hear Kevin Litton on the PA. Always great when you get to, whenever you're doing a game and Kevin Litton's the PA, you know it's a big one or at a big place, you know?
Exactly.
So this is a big one here at Delaware Stadium. 3rd and long for Marks. 10:33 to go, half number one. 7-0 lead for Salesianum. Smyrna trying to answer after the blocked punt that was returned for a touchdown. They'll start here with trips to the top. They need 11. Make it quads. There goes Kearney. Fake the screen to Kearney. Here comes the pressure. Marks able to step up now, looking for somewhere to go with the football. Going to have to tuck it and run. And he's pushed out of bounds at around the 40. A nice job of trying to pull off the Mahomes there as he was taking a hit near the edge of the sideline. High IQ play by Marks. Won't get the flag, though, but now it's 4th down and manageable. That's what you're looking for if you're Smyrna.
He eluded Vankerhoven in the backfield. Vankerhoven was coming off the edge, blind side, and he stepped up and got around him. So a good move there by Marks to, as you say, now set up a typical Smyrna down, 4th down and short.
That's what they wanted. Now can they get there? Can they convert it? 4th and 3. Need to get to the 38-yard line. Marks in the pistol now. Trips to the top of the screen. Enriquez is one-on-one here to the bottom as he looks to the sideline.
And as you'll see, press coverage on him. He's about the only receiver that they will do that with so far in the game, wisely so.
And I like that matchup there. They're not going to go to it. They go far side of the field to Kearney on a deep screen all the way to the far side and not going to get there with that pursuit from Salesianum, who made that 4th down stop look easy.
Jet Healy on the stop, Nick. He did a great job to wrap up, a tough guy to wrap up in Kearney.
And again, no flag or anything, but I've never seen a lesser show of emotion after a 4th down stop than I just saw out of the Sally's defense. They acted like it was a 1st down play, and they're able to stop them on 4th down, get the turnover, and now the Sally's offense coming back out onto the field. So how about that, Glenn? They set it up with Enriquez to the bottom, but they run quads to the top,
yeah.
And they throw a screen to the far side of the field and unable to get there.
Takes a long time for that pass to get out there, too, and that gives the defense a lot of time to react, which Salesianum did perfectly.
And now it's going to be a little pitch on the sweep across the field. They get it into the arms of Jamar Taylor and let Taylor run for 2 out wide, push down to the near sideline here after a short game.
Yeah, Sapinski on the stop, the senior linebacker. That's his 10th tackle of the season.
He's had a few here today. He's been all over the place early in this one. Some subs here for Salesianum as Healy will head off, and now heading in is Tyseer Jones. Double slot for Brady Knapp here on 2nd and 7. Inside handoff to Gaiman. Not a lot of running room there. He's brought down by a host of Smyrna Eagles. In on the play that time was Eli Mann. We'll call it about a gain of about 3 more.
There's your Eli Manning again. Junior linebacker, pretty active early in the game for the Eagles. But still a good game there.
Yeah, both linebackers, I think, for both teams doing a good job here defensively early on. And now a 3rd down for Salesianum. 3rd and 4 as we approach the 9-minute mark of half number 1. So Nab will be in the gun. They'll go trips to the top. 1 receiver to the bottom, and the Sals need 4. Need to get to midfield. Going to stick with the ground game. Inside handoff. He's going to be brought down just at the 50. That time they get it into the hands of the running back, Esterville Cotton.
Okay, that's EJ. Yeah, he's been doing a pretty good job this year.
Yeah,
and it looks like he's just shy of the stick.
That's what it looked like to me.
Good tackle by Timmons. Kieran Timmons grabbed him after he got past him, wrapped him up from behind, and kept him from getting the first.
So here we go, Glenn. 4th and 1. Had our fair share of 4th downs already here in the first half between these two teams. And now Sally's just has to get to midfield. 4th and inches, less than a yard.
I'll be surprised if this doesn't go right up the middle.
Trubiano in motion. It's going to be a direct snap. And it's going to be extra yardage into the hands of Jet Healy, who's inside the 35. And the trickery from Coach Deladon on the 4th and 1 leads to a big play. Inside the 30 go the Sals.
It's one of the biggest offensive plays we've seen of the ball game. And, Nick, I was just thinking before this, so far defenses are dictating the play here this afternoon.
And big play on 4th and 1. A direct snap to Healy, who takes off around the edge for a nice gain. 1st and 10 now from the Smyrna 32 for the Sals. Motion to trips to the bottom. And Knapp will look to throw. Knapp firing across the middle, left it up in the air. That one's hauled in. It's caught by Tyseer Jones, and he's brought down just outside the end zone, inside the 1-yard line, as Brady Knapp hangs in the pocket, takes a hit, and puts that one right in the breadbasket.
That's a great play because, yeah, you're right. Defense was right in his face.
Quick snap, but Gaiman trying to get in, and he is brought down in the backfield. So they go up tempo, Glenn, to quick snap to try to get that one in the end zone on the inside handoff. And coming around is, you guessed it, Eli Mann wrapped him up for a TFL. A big play by Smyrna, 2nd and goal.
Well, we've seen this story before, haven't we? Salesianum and Smyrna down there at the goal line. How about
at
2015,
that side of the field,
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
at that side of the field.
Wow.
So 2nd down after the TFL, 2nd and goal.
That's Healy again.
Healy out of the Wildcat, breaks one tackle, trying to use the strength. Can they push him into the end zone? They can, as Smyrna able to recover, and they will stop him once more at the 1. 3rd and goal coming up for Salesianum.
We had that play similar to that last night in our game with St. Mark's and DMA, and DMA got the touchdown. Quarterback ran straight ahead. He was stopped initially, but then his lineman got around behind him, and it was a version of the tush push. They pushed his tush in the end zone.
Well, remember, Glenn, I mean, we've been doing games long enough now where that used to be a rule. You could not aid the runner back in the day, and
right.
then they changed that rule in the 2000s, and that's really changed the way things have gone, especially for the Eagles. Timeout down on the field. We'll stay right here. 5:57 to go, half number 1 here from Delaware Stadium. We're happy to be doing a game here between Salesianum and Smyrna. Great to have these two teams back at this facility. And Glenn, it's been you mentioned it, a defensive first half so far. And then special teams obviously accounting for the touchdown for Salesianum. The block by Odell Teal, returned by Austin Thomas. And so again, we'll see if Sally's able to punch this one in. But Smyrna with 2 back-to-back stops here at the goal line. We'll see if they have a few more in them.
My impressions early of this one are I'm impressed with the run defense of Smyrna after what we saw Middletown do to them last week.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, Salesianum's pass coverage has been excellent. They're not really pressing the line of scrimmage occasionally against Enriquez, but they're playing a little soft. They're giving Marks the short throws, and they are reacting so quick. So they're not giving him anything downfield or in the middle.
That defensive pursuit has been lights out for Salesianum. And now the offense trying to punch it in. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. The running back once more is E.J. Cotton. And they'll give it to him around the left side. And once again, Smyrna stands tall. Eli Mann gets off the pile, and he picks up his teammate who also was at the bottom making the play. That was Mikkel Lewis. And now, Glenn, how about this? We talked about our 4th downs. We got another one here at the goal line. 5:36 to go and winding here in half number 1. Salesianum trying to make this thing a 2-score lead. They lead 7-0. Smyrna with 3 stops already from the 1-yard line. They're going to have one more. And now a timeout for Salesianum. I believe they're second of the half.
Yeah. Well, they had Brady Knapp, the quarterback, in on that last play. Now they've taken him out. They had Jet Healy back in to take the direct snap in the Wildcat. And we'll see if they stay with that coming out of the timeout or they want to change their play up.
It was Jet Healy that picked up the big gain on 4th and 1 from midfield. They've tried him again once they got to the goal line. He was wrapped up right after the snap. And now we'll see what Coach Deladon has drawn up here for 4th and goal from, they have it marked as the 2-yard line. So no longer the 1, I guess. So through the first 3 plays at the goal line, they've accounted for -1 yards as the drive started, or the series started at the 1-yard line.
Yep, after that 31-yard play that they had, that pass right down the middle. So again, impressed with Smyrna's run defense to this point. They've been selling out on the run, so will Salesianum take advantage of that?
It is Healy, Glenn, as you mentioned, so maybe look for the Belly Reed game here, or the option. It'll be slot to the left side. 4th and 1, motion for Healy, who pitches it and gets it into the hands of David Hassan, and he is going to be wrapped up for another TFL. Sally's ran 4 plays at the goal line and didn't gain a yard.
Mike Lewis on the initial stop, and he got an assist from Amir Thomas, and they read that sweep perfectly.
And again, you talk about Amir Thomas. What a defender he was. Made tons of plays yesterday, and again, unfortunately, was what happened with the play at the end. I think he was the one that maybe tried to grab the field goal and had that whole thing happen towards the end. Was that Amir Thomas?
Not so sure that was him, but yeah, 20 tackles coming in to the game.
He's been phenomenal on the season. He was so fun to watch last week in that game against Middletown.
Yeah, he was all district last year. Well, now, will this change the momentum here? Let's see.
And here we go, Glenn, our first taste of the earthquake here in the first half.
There you
go.
go.
Quick flags. And how about this? The officials got pink flags today.
Yeah, noticed that earlier. Now, I don't know what he's... Is that going to be a legal substitution? Because Smyrna had a player running off right at the end.
If they broke the huddle with 12.
Yeah, sometimes a little bit confusion when you change up personnel for a new scheme like the earthquake. And you and I were talking before the broadcast. This is about the only offensive play that head coach Mike Judy will use defensive players on offense.
And I believe it was a 12-man on the field call, so that's going to back up Smyrna half the distance. Make first down a little bit tougher. And the last time Sally's had Smyrna pinned this deep, it resulted in a touchdown, although that was on special teams. So it's Kearney in the earthquake as he sends Enriquez in motion. A lot of success with this last week. He's dropped in the end zone, and a safety as he is brought down that time by number 8, Jet Healy. And Sally's once again able to strike and put points on the board with this time their defense. It's been the defense and the special teams accounting for everything so far in this one.
Nick, I thought that was Vankerhoven that grabbed him in the end zone.
Could have been. There was a few guys in there.
We'll look at the film later.
Somebody off the edge.
Another defensive score. It was Vankerhoven, right, Jay? Okay. Vankerhoven on the safety, so you get the defense have scored all the points so far except for the extra.
How about that? And Sally's again had Smyrna in trouble deep in their own territory twice, and it results in big plays for Salesianum.
Big plays by Salesianum's defense in this ball game. You have one there. Of course, you had the block punt by Odell Teal right into the hands of his waiting teammate Austin Thomas. So the defense has 8 points. The offense has 1. Or special teams, however you want to look at that.
9-0. And now the Sally's offense will head back out onto the field against Smyrna, taking some of that momentum, as you said, Glenn. And that was your question, was will this change momentum? Well, Sally's got it back very quickly.
Yeah, and of course they're going to get most likely pretty decent field position here to start this next drive. So what a switch of momentum. You had Smyrna's defense guarding at the 1, and they push Salesianum back, and then they get the stop in the backfield, a couple of TFLs, good goal line defense, and then that penalty really hurt them on the first play.
Yeah, backed him up, put him in a position to get that safety as that ball is dribbled into the hands that time of Devin Hassan, who will return it for a few extra yards. Some good field position, obviously, after the safety for Salesianum, and now the offense back out onto the field. Of course, last time was stopped on 4th down at the goal line.
So both teams mixing things up here offensively. For Salesianum, we're seeing a traditional offense with the quarterback Brady Knabb, and then we see a lot of direct snap with number 8 Healy in there.
It's going to be Knabb to start this drive here, 1st and 10 in Smyrna territory from the 47. They will empty it out for him here to start. It's James Elias, the wide receiver on the line of scrimmage, to the top of the trips on the bottom. They set up a screen, and a nice job by Knapp to get it into the hands of Gaiman. And Gaiman down the sideline, pushed out of bounds inside the 15.
Great job by the offensive line. They let a blitzer on the D-line for Smyrna come right in on the quarterback. And usually when you see that, that lets you know it's going to be a screen. And executed very, very well. Teal with a great run after the catch.
I'll tell you what, Glenn, Knapp does a good job of hanging in the pocket and able to make that throw once again under duress. 5 minutes to go in the half. Motion to trips here for Knabb in the Salesianum. Knabb now going to take a shot one-on-one to the end zone and out of the reach of Jamar Taylor. 2nd and 10.
So you see what Smyrna's defense has done because they're selling out on the run. Now NAB having a little more success in the passing game as a head coach Gene Deladon and company switched things up. Early on, they predominantly went with the ground game.
Tasir Jones and Elias to the bottom. In the slot to the top, it's David Hassan. And out wide to the top of the screen is Taylor. Gaiman to the left of NAB, who sits in the shotgun. 2nd and 10. Sally's can get a first down at the 4. NAB looks to pass, fires across the middle on the money. Touchdown, Salesianum. Jamar Taylor on the slant across the middle.
Well-designed play. He was wide open, didn't get hit till he got to the goal line by the safety.
And Salesianum, after the goal line stop by the Smyrna defense, able to get the safety from their own defense. And then after the punt, the offense goes right down the field. I believe 48 yards for the touchdown with 4:48 remaining. And now Salesianum an extra point away, Glenn, for being up 16-0. But with Smyrna, that's still a 2-possession game.
Oh, exactly, with their propensity to go for 2 after every score.
So Avila back on.
We got a whistle before the
official
snap.
timeout, I believe. Crowd filling in, too, here at Delaware Stadium for this one on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. We're up, I believe, we're going to touch 80 today.
Wow.
In October.
Yeah, and then it's going to dip right back down again. So if you don't like the weather here in Delaware, just wait about a day. It'll change.
Yeah, that's right. Now we're ready for the PAT. More movement this time from Smyrna.
Yep.
So will Coach Deladon, they're just going to give them the keep going signal no matter what. They're going to kick it still.
Yeah. Flurry of activity here in the last minute.
Right, 4:48 still to go here in half number 1. A relatively quick moving half, I would say.
Yeah. Knock on plastic.
So now we're ready for the PAT. Avila gets it up. And it's good. 16-0 Salesianum here at Delaware Stadium over Smyrna. 4:48 to go in half number 1. We'll be right back for the kickoff after the break. Salesianum set to kick off here with 4:48 to go in the first half. Nick Allison alongside Glenn Frazier. Hollywood to my left. To his left is Jason Winchell. To his left is Craig Laskowski, as Nick Halliday and Mike Lang is still playing cover 2 down on the field.
Cover 2, playing that umbrella D.
So now, Glenn, if you're Smyrna here, you've given up again just down 2 scores, but it's been the Sallies with the big plays here in the first half. What do you want to see out of this Smyrna offense here on this possession?
After this little pooch kick, which every time Smyrna has wisely just called a fair catch. Good field positions at 35, but here's what I want to see. They need to move the ball this drive. Getting points would be a huge lift for them going into the locker room if they can eat up most of what's left on the clock. But they have not been able to run the ball. Are they going to go back to the earthquake? And it doesn't look like it. They're going to go back to the spread.
No catches, I believe, Glenn. Maybe one for Enriquez.
Yeah, the first one of the game.
Just the first one. Yeah,
that's it.
But they've done a great job on him, and obviously he'll be the focal point for every team that they go up against here defensively. So after the fair catch on the kickoff, 1st and 10 for Smyrna from the 35. They're trailing 16-0. 4:48 to go here in the first half. Pistol for Marks.
pregame, we know who the players are to watch, so does Salesianum.
That's absolutely right. They're going to once again set a screen to Henriquez. Henriquez stops on a dime, trying to get to the sideline. And a nice job there to turn that 4-yard gain into an 8-yard gain from Henriquez.
That's one reason there why that young man is headed to Syracuse next year.
That's right. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, he has been. And there, you just mentioned his name, so that was a prognostication by
it's working.
play-by-play guy.
We talked about that at the top of the broadcast, trying to maybe speak some good things into existence for once.
And both receptions for 8 yards.
There you go. And now a quick whistle as the officials taking a time here. Somebody going to have to leave the game.
Yeah,
maybe
it looks
for
like
an equipment issue.
So we've seen Teal a lot on defense and just sparingly on offense. Of course, he had that big play to help set up the touchdown.
That's right. So Healy will enter. And now 2nd and 3 for the Smyrna offense. It's Caserta and Beverly to the bottom.
Enriquez and Kilgo to the top.
And Marks in the pistol with Kearney, of course, the running back behind him.
Taking a long time to get this play off.
No signal, though, by our officials for the play clock. Sally's brings pressure, trying to get it to Beverly quickly and unable to do it. Marks took a hard shot on the pass rush by Salesianum, as it was a group of guys that met him in the backfield.
Got to give Paul Warlow, the defensive coordinator, a lot of credit. He's really mixing up the packages against Drew Marks. They show 3 down linemen at the start of every play, and then they choose one of the linebackers to blitz.
That time it was McGonigal and Tajon who were in on the pressure. Direct snap to Kearney here on 3rd down, and he might have pulled himself enough to get past the sticks.
We saw that last week, didn't it?
That's right, the quick snap.
Yeah. It looks like Marks is going to take it, then he walks in motion towards the sideline to kind of a little trickery there, and then the quick snap to Kearney in the backfield, and they did get the first.
Yeah, it works out for him there. Clock running at 3:43. 1st and 10 now for Smyrna from their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, plenty of time for the Eagles. They want to milk as much as they can out of this and still get into the end zone.
That'd be the ideal scenario. As now double slot for Marks once again in the pistol. 1st and 10 from the 45. Kearney will motion to trips. Marks out of the gun, fires across the middle. Caserta diving and knocked away. And great coverage on the back end and some sportsmanship as well, helping him up there. Great coverage by Austin Thomas.
Yeah, definitely. Good defense by him. He came over the top of the diving receiver and just tipped that one away. I like that show of sportsmanship, helping the receiver up off the ground.
Thomas, I believe, counted for that touchdown on the blocked punt earlier in the game. So 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Still 3:15 to go in the half. They'll empty it out for Marks on 2nd down.
Teal showing blitz. Let's see if he actually does it or pulls back out.
They've been able to get pressure on Marks here. And that's going to be a jump.
Yeah, I think Teal just got his foot across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's lobbying that Smyrna jumped. I don't think he'll get the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Nope, Senator, not this time.
So how about this, Glenn? Some officials have the yellow flags and other officials have the pink flags.
How about that? Maybe somebody forgot the pink towel. Honey, did you leave that in the dryer?
Check your stuff. 2nd and 5 after the neutral zone infraction against Odell Teal. They'll empty it out for Marks yet again. From the 50. Pump fakes. Marks looking for somewhere to go. Nice hesitation, and that freed up some room down the sideline. Marks inside the 20, pushed out of bounds inside the 15. And now Smyrna driving, trying to get some momentum. 3:06 to go.
I saw him do a frantic wave to the wideouts right before that play. He noticed something in the coverage. He wanted to send his outside receiver to the right across the middle, and it opened everything up over there on that side for him.
Some subs for Smyrna. Caserta to the sideline, and Carroll and a teammate coming in. That's number 83, I believe. Must have been a misjudgment on my part.
Yeah, because roster doesn't go that far.
Yeah. 23.
There you go.
So he was pushed out of bounds. They mark him at the 15. It's Terrell Ingram, the freshman running back who is now into the ball game for Smyrna.
Yeah, I wonder if that's for blocking purposes. Haven't seen him with an official carry the entire season. And now, do we have a penalty on top of that? Because they just moved it to the 10.
They did. Let's find out.
Even inside the 10.
Let's see if we can ask our Jason Winchell. Jason, you see anything there? Neither did we.
Wow. So they had the ball.
Maybe pushed out of bounds late?
Could have been. Half the distance.
And Marks now in the pistol. One-on-one, looking for Enriquez. Drops it over the shoulder.
Wow.
And Enriquez hauls it in for 6.
He's a special kid, as we well know. And, man, well, first of all, the throw. He dropped that where only Enriquez could get it. And what concentration by Phoenix to get it over the shoulder and keep a foot in.
What a job. A beautiful throw and a beautiful catch. And I'll tell you, whenever you got man-to-man coverage with number 7, especially at the goal line, you take that. And a beautiful ball. And, again, great coverage on the back end.
Yeah.
But that was put where only Enriquez could try and track it. And he, in fact, did so.
Now the all-important two-pointer, because that makes it a one-possession lead for Salesianum.
And as you mentioned, Glenn, still a lot of time left on the clock. Still 3:01. They went up and down the field a minute and a half.
Wow.
So it's Kearney out of the earthquake, looking for the two-point conversion, and probably a big one is the way this game's going. They fake the handoff to Enriquez. Sally's is ready for nowhere to go for Kearney.
Yeah. Yeah, they closed that off nicely to the outside, forced him back to the middle, and then there was a bunch of traffic there that stopped him from getting in. But the Eagles finally get on the board.
They get on the board. Again, Sally's with a big stop on the two-point conversion. We'll come to find out later on how important those stops might be. They were important last week as well, as we talked about in that game against Middletown, some of the conversions or non-conversions for the Eagles. And now after the big score, again, momentum back to Smyrna, at least for the moment. Sally's, though, will have the ball with 3 minutes still to go in the half, so plenty of time for Coach Deladon and the offense to move the football, though, just having the one timeout remaining.
And they usually are getting pretty good field position, too, off of these little pooch kicks by Smyrna. Well,
right.
We did see the kicker, Reed Schultz. He did unload on one on Middletown last week. Remember, they were all pulling up special teamers, the receivers for Middletown, because of those pooch kicks. And then all of a sudden he boomed one and actually got it into the end zone. So we know he has the leg. He can do it.
Yeah, we'll see what they decide to do here. It'll be Gaiman back to receive, as well as Tyseer Jones. So their heels are at the 15.
I don't expect to see him kick it deep. I don't think those return men are up close enough.
And got to keep this one on the ground.
And a good job by
Austin Thomas. I
Yep,
believe.
Thomas. He's been
It's active.
getting his name called quite a bit.
That's right.
Ran up nicely, covered that one up, went to the ground. So Salesianum pretty successful with their last drive. Can they continue that in this series as they mixed the pass and the run rather effectively last time? But again, Smyrna selling out on the run. So Brady Knabb has been able to hit some good passes down the middle.
Yeah, he has. Again, what are his stats so far here again for Brady Knabb? Again, whenever he had some big plays there, especially on that last drive. This time they'll keep it on the ground to start. Inside handoff to Gaiman. He picks up 2 on first down. So Knabb completing, like I said, a pretty good completion percentage. Haven't thrown the ball too many times, but he's hit some big ones when he has. So they gave him 3 on first down. 2nd and 6, we'll call it, from just outside the 40.
All right, so far I have him 4 out of 5. He's only had the one incomplete.
Yeah. That'd be a pretty high quarterback rating if we had the rating up here.
Getting close to 100 yards and passing too.
Knabb looking to throw. Here comes the pressure. Lost his footing. Now trying to get to the sideline. Throws it away. And now 3rd down and long coming up for the Sows.
So that QBR rating just went down a smidge there.
Just a tad.
That's okay. That's because they got flushed out of the pocket. 3 Eagles were chasing him to the sideline.
Yes.
And it's tough to stop and make that throw across his body like that.
Yeah, smart decision just to get rid of the football.
Now a big defensive play here for Smyrna. If they can get a stop and a punt, they still have plenty of time.
And we were wondering if Sally's would have plenty of time after the Smyrna drive. Now we're thinking, like you said, Smyrna could have more time for another drive. Here as we wind down the first half, 2:13 still to go. Third down and a big one for Sally's. They set up a screen. They get it into the hands of Gaiman. Gaiman showing off the speed. Can he get there? No, he can't. And Smyrna able to take him down a few yards short.
That's
And
Thomas.
there he is, Amir Thomas in on the stop.
Number on number again. We had 10 on 10 earlier. Now we got 3 on 3. Good stopping. 4th and 2 or almost 3. What do you do here, Coach Deladon?
Long 2 there is right. Again, no change of team yet. Offense is still out on the field as they look to the sideline. Clock is still running. Smyrna electing not to use a timeout. They've got all 3 of them.
Okay.
So they will let the clock run here, and that now shows you what Sally's is doing. They're just trying to eat up some clock.
I think so, yeah.
And they'll probably call their last timeout or take the 5-yard penalty as the play clock winds down.
Yeah, they're going to actually call the timeout, Nick. I thought maybe they'd try the hard cadence, try to get the first down that way, but
I agree with that.
Yep, did not do that. So Smyrna will get the ball back. Not a whole lot of time, 1:21.
Could have had about 1:45 or 1:50 had they taken the timeout after the play.
Yeah.
But now they will have 3 timeouts to use offensively.
Interesting point. Want to conserve those timeouts for this offense, I guess.
And again, when we talk about this Smyrna offense, they can have big plays, but a lot of the work they do is at or beyond a few yards beyond the line of scrimmage. So timeouts could be big here depending on how Sally's is able to pursue the football, which they have done a phenomenal job of lately. They've really negated and took away that screen game and that short game from Smyrna, at least here in the first half.
Let's see what McGovern decides to do here with this punt. With Enriquez back deep.
Dangerous returner at the 20.
No rush.
Taking his time, quite the hang time. A good punt for this situation as that one's going to take a hop and bounce forward to the 32. So a few seconds run off the clock, and it'll be officially Smyrna football with 1:10 to go in the first half. So, Glenn, they go down the field, they get the touchdown, and now the defense gets the stop, and now the offense back down the field with 1:10 and 3 timeouts.
Yeah, we'll see. Are they going to go with a short passing game, the jet sweep? We haven't seen the jet sweep really at all,
just
except for one
safety.
time, and that was a loss, I think. Yeah, that was a loss to
Enriquez.
Yeah.
And we saw how effective, as you mentioned, that was against Middletown. That worked out a lot of the time, whether Kearney handed it off or whether he kept it himself. They'll empty it out here on 1st and 10 from the 32. 1:10 for Drew Marks and the Eagles. They set up a screen. They get it to Caserta, and he is dropped. He is hit hard and taken down that time. My goodness.
Thomas again. Man, he's just been all over the
Thomas.
place. Wow.
Left me speechless there for a second. And you can just tell, though, Glenn, again, they spent time in the film room. They know exactly what Smyrna's trying to do here, and Smyrna might have to switch some things up here offensively.
It was an interesting play call right there, and then defensively, credit to Salesianum. They brought the house. They blitzed Marks to make him get rid of it early. And then what a play by Thomas. He said, they're blitzing. I know he's got to get rid of it. I'm running up on this receiver and making a play. Well, he didn't knock the pass down, but he knocked the receiver down. Introduced himself.
How about Caserta able to hold on to the football? I mean, at that point, if you're Smyrna, you're probably wishing it was an incomplete pass. You wouldn't have to waste the timeout for a 1-yard gain.
Right.
But just what a job for him to hold on to that football after taking the hit. So officially 1 minute exactly on the dot here in half number 1.
And Marks hasn't had a lot of time at times to sit back here in the pocket and survey the field and get his checkdowns. I got to think in this drive, he's going to have to go deep with one. Test Salesianum on the long ball.
Salesianum, especially in the last few years, secondary has been fantastic. 2nd and 9 for Marks. Again, they love to live at the line of scrimmage. We'll see if they push the ball down the field. Marks looking for somewhere to go. Now going to tuck it and run. Marks out of bounds, just close to the marker, but not enough for the first down. It'll stop the clock with 53 seconds.
Good job, heady decision there by Marks to get out of the pocket, stop the clock. Looks like he's got about a yard to go. So 3rd and 1 is no big deal for Smyrna, but is this where you take the shot?
Let's see. Marks has the call. Beverly now to the top. Double slot with a running back behind Marks in the pistol yet again. Third and short, and they will hand it off.
Kearney. So now will Smyrna quickly call the timeout here? Yes, they will, I believe.
I'm not sure they are. I think they're just content with.
Well, the officials got to stop it to move the chains.
Yeah, so they'll stop it for the first down. Now they're winding it, 43 and ticking. And Mark's going to make some adjustments at the line of scrimmage. Back in the pistol, same formation, double slot, new set of downs, just at the 46. Marks looking for somewhere to throw. They're trying to get it across the middle. Good coverage. Marks tucks now, will fire back across the middle and has Beverly, who makes the catch at the 42. First and 10. Clock will stop for the chains with 25 seconds to go. Still 2 timeouts.
Good dive and catch there. I kind of question maybe that didn't hit the turf or not, but a clean job by Beverly to get the hands under the ball.
Yeah, how about Drew Marks? Cross body. That is a really tough throw to make with momentum to the right side. And now clock is winding. 15 seconds, 2 timeouts. Maybe should have called one there before the play. Instead, going to have to snap the football here. Time is running. Marks on the rollout. Rollout, nowhere to go. He's hitting the ball is loose. And that'll end the half. He was tracked down and hit from behind by number 4, who has had a heck of a first half as well.
That's Tyseers Jones.
And Tyseers made some plays.
And that's it. That's the half. I don't know about the clock management there for Smyrna. They didn't really give their team an opportunity.
No, they did not. Again, so momentum back and forth as we try to digest these last few plays. What a half, though. 20 minutes on the clock at halftime here at Delaware Stadium. That's when you'll hear from myself and Glenn again. 16-6, Salesianum. They score off on special teams on a blocked punt for a touchdown. They have a safety, and then they score again. They're scoring in all 3 phases, though. It was Smyrna was the last team to score a touchdown as they took it down in a minute and 30 seconds there before that final drive, and we're able to score. So 16-6, a 10-point lead for Salesianum. Glenn, what stood out to you as we head to the locker room here?
Defenses dictated play early in the quarter. I think the two were trying to fill each other out. Smyrna, again, did a great job against the run game of Salesianum in the first quarter, and then likewise Salesianum has had a really nice half against Smyrna's passing attack the entire half. Drew Marks has been the big bright spot for Smyrna as he's gained most of their yardage on the ground. He'll be the leading rusher going into the locker room at half. And for Salesianum, I thought a very good half for Nab, also for Odell Teal, a player that we were told was banged up a little, might not play much. Well, he's played, and he's played well.
Yeah, weren't sure how much we were going to see of him, and he made his impact felt early. He was the one that blocked that punt that Thomas caught and returned for a touchdown. So 16-6, a 10-point lead for Salesianum at the half. When we come back, we'll get you stats from Glenn. We'll have stats for you, and maybe we'll preview the rankings ahead of the change coming up on Monday. So we'll get you through those and some stats when we come back right here on 302 Sports. Sally's leading Smyrna 16-6 on a Saturday afternoon from Delaware Stadium. We'll be right back.
Turn your vision into a reality with Capstone Homes Design Center, bringing personalization, luxury, and quality all into one location, where you'll meet with our certified design consultant that'll show you exactly what you're choosing, so you can make the best choice for you when designing your new home. From first home to vacation houses, we build and design homes for everyone. Set up your appointment now and design your dream home today at Capstone Homes.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Turn your vision into a reality with Capstone Homes Design Center, bringing personalization, luxury, and quality all into one location, where you'll meet with our certified design consultant that'll show you exactly what you're choosing, so you can make the best choice for you when designing your new home. From first home to vacation houses, we build and design homes for everyone. Set up your appointment now and design your dream home today at Capstone Homes.
Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way to target new customers, increase employee retention, and boost your brand awareness. Let the professionals at Cassidy Graphics bring your advertising ideas to life. Give them a call today at 302-326-2412. Again, that number is 302-326-2412. Again, Cassidy Graphics brings your advertising ideas to life.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Matt's Fish Camp has 3 locations, all conveniently located on Route 1 in Lewis, Bethany Beach, and Fenwick Island. Matt serves fresh seafood, coastal classics, and Sussex County comfort food. With an array of camp cocktails, craft ales, and a carefully selected wine list, there's something for everyone on the menu. Matt's is the place you can bring your family for dinner, grab lunch during the week, or hang with friends at happy hour. Each location offers unique outdoor dining and a raw bar featuring fresh, local oysters. Open daily for lunch and dinner. Stop into Matt's Fish Camp in Lewis, Bethany, or Fenwick.
Paint Doctor. making house calls for your sick walls. Richard C. Edwards Jr., the owner of Paint Doctor, started it all in 2002. Paint Doctor prides itself on its personal yet professional approach to working with customers and holds itself to the highest standards with all projects. The Paint Doctor staff follows one main objective when performing our services. Customers and their homes are treated with the utmost respect. Our workmanship and quality of personnel is demanded at every step of the project. We treat your home as we would expect someone to treat ours. Preparation before painting is paramount. Just open the door and we will handle the rest. Paint Doctor also believes in a strong community involvement as well by supporting several local sporting teams, leagues, and schools. Paint Doctor services include interior and exterior painting as well as carpentry. Please visit our website at paintdoctorpainting.com for information or coupons to help with your next job.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
The Clubhouse at Baywood is a full-service restaurant and premier wedding and event venue in coastal Delaware. Located just a few miles from Lewis and Rehoboth Beach, this all-inclusive venue features breathtaking views, stunning indoor and outdoor spaces, and a team of professionals to help you plan your dream wedding. From our in-house florist to our award-winning culinary team, we will take care of everything, making sure your day will be one to remember. Reach out today to schedule your tour at Baywood.
From Fenwick Island to Middletown, Surf Bagel is your go-to spot for fresh baked bagels and good vibes. We're open daily from 6:30 a.m. to 2 p.m., serving up breakfast and lunch favorites like our specialty wraps, made-to-order salads, tasty smoothies, and locally roasted coffee. Be sure to check out our iconic merch, the perfect way to wear the beach life wherever you go. Dine in and enjoy the beach atmosphere, or grab your order to go and hit the road. We're stoked to serve you soon.
Turn your vision into a reality with Capstone Homes Design Center, bringing personalization, luxury, and quality all into one location, where you'll meet with our certified design consultant that'll show you exactly what you're choosing, so you can make the best choice for you when designing your new home. From first home to vacation houses, we build and design homes for everyone. Set up payment now and design your dream home today at Capstone Homes.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Turn your vision into a reality with Capstone Homes Design Center, bringing personalization, luxury, and quality all into one location, where you'll meet with our certified design consultant that'll show you exactly what you're choosing, so you can make the best choice for you when designing your new home. From first home to vacation houses, we build and design homes for everyone. Set up your appointment now and design your dream home today at Capstone Homes.
Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way to target new customers, increase employee retention, and boost your brand awareness. Let the professionals at Cassidy Graphics bring your advertising ideas to life. Give them a call today at 302-326-2412. Again, that number is 302-326-2412. Again, Cassidy Graphics brings your advertising ideas to life.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Matt's Fish Camp has 3 locations, all conveniently located on Route 1 in Lewis, Bethany Beach, and Fenwick Island. Matt serves fresh seafood, coastal classics, and Sussex County comfort food. With an array of camp cocktails, craft ales, and a carefully selected wine list, there's something for everyone on the menu. Matt's is the place you can bring your family for dinner, grab lunch during the week, or hang with friends at happy hour. Each location offers unique outdoor dining and a raw bar featuring fresh, local oysters. Open daily for lunch and dinner. Stop into Matt's Fish Camp in Lewis, Bethany, or Fenwick.
Paint Doctor, making house calls for your sick walls. Richard C. Edwards Jr., the owner of Paint Doctor, started it all in 2002. Paint Doctor prides itself on its personal yet professional approach to working with customers and holds itself to the highest standards with all projects. The Paint Doctor staff follows one main objective when performing our services. Customers and their homes are treated with the utmost respect. Our workmanship and quality of personnel is demanded at every step of the project. We treat your home as we would expect someone to treat ours. Preparation before painting is paramount. Just open the door and we will handle the rest. Paint Doctor also believes in a strong community involvement as well by supporting several local sporting teams, leagues, and schools. Paint Doctor services include interior and exterior painting as well as carpentry. Please visit our website at paintdoctorpainting.com for information or coupons to help with your next job.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
The Clubhouse at Baywood is a full-service restaurant and premier wedding and event venue in coastal Delaware. Located just a few miles from Lewis and Rehoboth Beach, this all-inclusive venue features breathtaking views, stunning indoor and outdoor spaces, and a team of professionals to help you plan your dream wedding. From our in-house florist to our award-winning culinary team, we will take care of everything, making sure your day will be one to remember. Reach out today to schedule your tour at Baywood.
From Fenwick Island to Middletown, Surf Bagel is your go-to spot for fresh baked bagels and good vibes. We're open daily from 6:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. serving up breakfast and lunch favorites like our specialty wraps, made-to-order salads, tasty smoothies, and locally roasted coffee. Be sure to check out our iconic merch, the perfect way to wear the beach life wherever you go. Dine in and enjoy the beach atmosphere, or grab your order to go and hit the road. We're stoked to serve you soon.
Turn your vision into a reality with Capstone Homes Design Center, bringing personalization, luxury, and quality all into one location, where you'll meet with our certified design consultant that'll show you exactly what you're choosing, so you can make the best choice for you when designing your new home. From first home to vacation houses, we build and design homes for everyone. Set up your appointment now and design your dream home today at Capstone Homes.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Turn your vision into a reality with Capstone Homes Design Center, bringing personalization, luxury, and quality all into one location, where you'll meet with our certified design consultant that'll show you exactly what you're choosing, so you can make the best choice for you when designing your new home. From first home to vacation houses, we build and design homes for everyone. Set up your appointment now and design your dream home today at Capstone Homes.
Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way to target new customers, increase employee retention, and boost your brand awareness. Let the professionals at Cassidy Graphics bring your advertising ideas to life. Give them a call today at 302-326-2412. Again, that number is 302-326-2412. Again, Cassidy Graphics brings your advertising ideas to life.
Welcome back inside 302 Sports. Nick Alessandrini alongside Glenn Frazier. Let's go around the booth here. Hollywood, Jason Winchell, Craig Laskowski to his left, Nick Halliday. And now Sam joining us up in here at the booth at Whitney Athletic at Delaware Stadium. So, Glenn, a fun first half of action, 16-6. Salesianum striking in all three phases of the game. A big play defensively with the safety. They return a blocked punt for a touchdown. The offense able to find the end zone as well. And then Smyrna taking a little bit of that momentum back towards the end of the half as they go and score on a big drive in a minute and a half for their first touchdown of the ball game, 16-6. And, of course, Smyrna elected to receive, so they will kick. It'll be Sally's ball here to start the second half. But how are those stats looking after our first half of action?
Yeah, our unofficial stats, Salesianum just under 50 yards rushing 100 yards through the air, total of 148. Smyrna, 73 yards on the ground, but most of that's been Drew Marks, as Marks has accounted for 55 of those 73 yards, and he got that all there in that last drive. He's also passed for just under 60 yards, so the unofficial stats pretty close, a 16-yard difference. Salesianum has the advantage in total yardage. Our Pigskin Picks weekly show with Benny and Trey Mitchell is being presented this year by Compete Event Management. They run wrestling tournaments throughout the state. They have an apparel line that can be personalized for your tournament as well. If you're not looking to run an event but seeking the competition, Compete Events is where you want to be. They are well run and organized. Their next event comes up Sunday, October 12th. That's a week from tomorrow at AI DuPont, and appropriately called the Tiger Takedown. You're a wrestling aficionado.
I am. I do like that. The Tiger Takedown. I might have wrestled in a Tiger Takedown at some point. We are underway here in quarter number 3. Another short kick fielded by the up top part of the receiving team around the 40. So good field position for Salesianum. And, yeah, shout out to Trey Mitchell. I'm sure he's getting ready for that winter season just around the corner for the Caesar Rodney wrestlers. So shout out to Trey. Good luck with everything gearing up towards wrestling season. So here we go. Glenn Sallies will take over here. 11:53, 7 seconds into the second half. We've got 2 quarters of play here at Delaware Stadium. What's Smyrna got to do if they want to get back in this one?
I think they want to keep playing the same defensive scheme that they've been running. They've done a good job against Salesianum's run game. They've gotten a little loose with passes down the middle, so they need to defend that a little better. But they definitely, I think it's imperative they get off the field here and don't let Salesianum stretch that lead out to 2 touchdowns.
Let's see if Salesianum goes back to the ground here. Brady Knapp, very efficient first half in the air. They'll start with Gaiman inside, and once again, Smyrna is right there. Both defenses getting a nice push from that interior defensive line, and Smyrna that time able to make the play. Short gain on first down, second at about 9.
Kieran Timmons, a junior linebacker, again in on the stop. He's the leading tackler for Smyrna on the season. Came in with 31 and 3 TFLs. He had 7 tackles last week against Middletown.
David Hassan and Jamar Taylor in the slot to the near side. To the far side of the field, James Elias. And then over there in the X position is Tyser Jones.
Yeah, I think the biggest improvement I see from Smyrna from last week this week is their defense.
Hand off to E.J. Cotton inside. First contact was made by Eli Mann, but then tripped up by a few extra Eagles to finish it off. And now Salesianum with a third and manageable, third and about 4 here on their opening drive of half number 2.
We've been told that Cotton has stepped in and spelled Odell Teal a lot in the backfield. He's a hard runner, likes to go between the tackles. Almost 300 yards rushing coming into the ball game.
Now our first pistol look for Salesianum on 3rd and 5. It's going to be back to Cotton. Cotton has a hole, cuts inside, and Cotton able to pick up a first down as he gets close to the 45. A gain of about 10 for the young running back for Salesianum.
Good blocking on the right side that time. That's Justin McGill and Spinato, the 2 seniors who anchor that right side for Salesianum. Brady Freeberry, the senior center, as well, getting in on the action. That's one of the best gap holes we've seen for an inside run for Salesianum in the ballgame.
Yeah, could have been, I believe, the best run, as you mentioned, so far for the Sals. New set of downs now into Smyrna territory. 1st and 10 from the 45. Back to Cotton goes Salesianum. And this time, Smyrna meets him at the line of scrimmage. Short gain on first down.
And that's Kieran Timmons again on the stop. He's having a heck of a ball game.
Trubiano will now exit. He's been the flanker here so far in this series, helping out with that run game. Now going back to 4 wide receivers. Knapp in the gun. Gaiman now in for Cotton. He's the running back behind Brady Knapp. He'll move to the right.
Smyrna with press coverage at the bottom of your screen. And that's on Jamar Taylor.
Taylor already with the touchdown in the first half.
I believe he's the transfer in from Tower Hill.
2nd and 8. Here comes the rush. A perfect call for the screen to Gaiman. Gaiman cuts upfield, shows off the speed. A new set of downs for Salesianum inside the 30. And the Sals are opening up with a nice drive to start the second half.
Yeah, they set up that screen really nicely. Lyman got over there. Wide receivers doing a good job, too, blocking down.
Back up on the ball here out of the gun is Knapp. 1st and 10 from the 30. Motion to trips for Salesianum. They're going to set up the wide screen. That one's bobbled and incomplete. Again, with your Brady Knapp, got to be careful if that pass is forward or backward. And in this case, it was forward, and it falls safely to the ground, incomplete.
Yep, Tyseer Jones trying to do the little juggling act and make that reception, unable to do so. But Salesianum, I like what they're doing here in this initial drive. They're mixing things up well. I like the screen play. The blocking's been better in the run game.
Taylor by himself here to the bottom of the screen. Trubiano now back in, the linebacker as a flanker. And that means they're going to hand it off to E.J. Cotton, but shedding the block and making the tackle. Number 56, Marquise Neal, the sophomore, 6'2", 195, and he was able to make the play.
Yep. Smallwood tripped him up a little bit at the point of contact and gave Neal the opportunity to finish off the tackle.
And now another third down. Salesianum able to convert last time on third down. And now 3rd and 9 here. Got to get to the 21. Knapp out of the gun. Knapp fires, has a man down the field. Just overshot him by a few feet as he was looking for Tyseer Jones, who came free down the middle of the field. And that's the first time Brady Knapp has missed so far today.
Lance Takaya back there defending for Smyrna. Now you got an interesting play call coming up here for Salesianum. Where they are on the field, I'm sure it's just too long for a field goal attempt.
That's right. You're in no man's land.
Yeah.
So offense going to stay out onto the field. 4th and 9. Still got to get to, it looks like, inside the 21 for where we're marked off.
And that last pass play, Knapp really had all day back there in the pocket. The O-line really protected him well.
And he's made some great throws under duress. Double slot, here's the snap. Sally's needs 9, fires across the middle, miscommunication.
Yeah, the wide out and quarterback not on the same page there.
That time it was James Elias running a flag corner to the sideline. Instead, Knapp thought he was running a post across the middle of the field. And fortunately for Salesianum, wasn't intercepted and maybe ran back a little bit, but it does fall incomplete, and now Smyrna will take over on down. So the Smyrna defense able to come up with a big stop here to start the half.
Yeah, really helped. Of course, you had a couple of incompletes there from Knapp, and then a good stop on a run play for a minimal gain. So we saw what Salesianum did. They adjusted. They got down the field pretty well. Couldn't quite get to the red zone. Now, what kind of adjustments have the Smyrna Eagles made? We'll find out here shortly. I don't want to harp on it, but I kind of question the clock management by Smyrna at the end of that first half. They had a couple of timeouts in their pocket and didn't use them.
We'll see now if the offense can make some noise to start half number 2. Drew Marks looks at the sideline. It'll be a pistol for Marks and company on 1st and 10 from their own 29. And it'll be Kearney, of course, behind him.
Looks like they've got Teal guarding Enriquez here down at the slot.
Marks will look to throw that way. He's got Enriquez across the middle on the slant. And Enriquez dives forward for about 11, 1st and 10. A new set of downs just outside the 40. So again,
nice.
Smyrna just trying to get number 7 the football.
Yeah. Nice route. You had Teal on the back shoulder, so they ran the slant, caught the ball in stride, and then Teal wrapped him up, but not before he got the first down yardage. So good first down play by Smyrna.
Marks back at the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 now from their own 40. Sally's with 3 down linemen here. Double slot for Smyrna offensively. Kearney, the running back in the pistol behind Marks.
That's the 4th catch of the game for Phoenix Enriquez. Of course, he has their touchdown.
Enriquez in motion. They fake the handoff, and they get it out to Enriquez in the flat. Enriquez gets upfield and picks up about 6 or 7. And now Smyrna making a conscious effort to get their best playmaker the football, and he's making some plays here to start the drive.
What kind of pass you call that, my quarterback? Was that just a little dump?
A little
pitch?
belly read and just, a little quick hitter over there to the flat. Again, Smyrna with the quickest passing game in the state.
Again, great play on first down. So I like the way they're starting out this drive. Let's see during the drive if Salesianum adjusts at all.
We'll see if they maybe get back to the ground game. They do in Kearney, but so hard to run against this Salesianum defense. They are so stout up front and in that linebacking core. And once again, able to make a big play that time. And I believe it was Kevin McGahee back again making first contact, but a host of Salesianum players.
Yeah, that middle linebacker, McConaughey, he's had a heck of a ball game so far for the South. No gain on that play. as it looks like when he first gets the ball that Kearney has a lane, but it just shuts down so quick because of the reaction of the defense by Salesianum.
And we saw that in the last few years. This run defense has been exceptional for Coach Warlow, Coach Daladon and company. And 6:22 and winding here, third quarter, 16-6 lead for Salesianum. And here we go, Glenn, Earthquake.
Yep. Switch it up here, short yardage.
See if they get Enriquez in motion. They will. And the ball, bad snap. It was snapped onto the ground. Or no, it was a direct snap, excuse me.
Fumble Rooski.
And taking off down the field is Lansana Dakia, the senior defensive back for Smyrna. And how about that, Glenn? Done a lot of games so far this year, and I completely missed that one.
You and I both, and we got binoculars up here. I didn't have them out on that play.
I thought I saw the ball snap down on the ground. There's a flag late down the field.
Yeah, we got a flag down at the 15 at the end of the play.
Now, we'll await. It's going to be a personal foul.
I think it's a horse collar. Horse collar, that's how they brought him down.
So that should be half the distance here, Glenn. But now let's decipher what we just saw. I thought it was snapped on the – now, was that a design play, you think, or was it a picked up on the ground?
That's a design play. We used to call that the fumble Rooski.
Yeah, that's right.
Where a lineman would pick up the ball. The center would lay it down. The lineman would pick it up. But no, that time it was a fleet back. And, man, he just came right out of the pile.
I apologize to everybody watching at home for that one. We've got a couple crews up here and radio and broadcast.
That's about a 40-yard run.
So I wonder how many correctly were able to call that one. But what a play by Smyrna, and Glenn, it was a spark that they needed because they have not gotten much going on offensively.
No, that biggest play of the game for them so far.
Absolutely.
Now they're going to stay with that Earthquake.
It was good for about 45 yards, and they aren't going to stick with it. It's Kearney running the show. Enriquez will move in motion. Fake it to him. Now Kearney looking for somewhere to go, trying to get to the edge. Sally's is there.
Yeah.
And finished off that time a nice tackle by Ryan Vankerhoven.
Might have got a yard there. So I watched the alignment that time, and Dakia, however you say his name, I apologize. He is one of the up blocking backs behind the lineman. Yeah. So they must have just snapped it either right to him or just laid it on the ground for him to pick it up and take off.
And we've seen that in past years where they've had that guy up right to the right of the center, and they somehow snap it directly to him. They did it there. We didn't see it at all last week against Middletown.
No.
Well, they break it out here at Delaware Stadium. So after the gain of 3 on first down, second and goal from the 7 for Smyrna, who sticks with the Earthquake formation. Here's Kearney in the shotgun. Enriquez on the move. Fake it to him again. Kearney trying to get upfield. His best run of the day. He's trying to power himself in. And Kearney down to the 1-yard line. Third and goal coming up.
Good power play right up the middle. He just followed the blocking, and they just pushed that, dare I say, scrum. That was like a rugby scrum, just going right up the middle. Well, here we are at the 1-yard line. Now what do the Eagles do? They got 2 opportunities here to get a yard.
And we've seen both teams at the goal line struggle in some capacity. And it was
Smyrna
the
had a good
Smyrna defense that stopped the Sally's offense at the 1-yard line. And then Sally's defense able to get it back on the safety in the following play. But now it's time for the Salesianum defense to see if they can make a stop here at their 1.
Everybody bunched in tight on this. Now Enriquez not. He's
quick snap here. Kearney too quick as Sally's was ready for it. And Smyrna just looked a little bit confused on that one. And a big third down and goal. It goes for a big loss. How about Odell Teal, who, again, we weren't sure what we were going to see out of him coming in, but he is showing a lot here on this Saturday afternoon.
Nick, he blew that play up right up the middle and forced Kearney all the way back to the 5 where he was finished off. I don't think he actually made the tackle. He just blew the play up.
And that's what you're supposed to do as a linebacker. Sometimes you're just supposed to, get in there and blow things up and let others come and make the play. And what would have been 4th and goal from the 1 had they been stopped is now 4th and goal from the 5. A huge loss on 3rd and goal.
And now they bring in their spread offense, and it looks like a timeout being taken by the
Sally's. Salesianum takes one there, Glenn.
Yeah, Paul Warlow, the defensive coordinator, they probably didn't anticipate them switching back, so he's got to get the right personnel on the field. I have to tell you, I don't know what I told you, not on the air, but when I came in the parking lot and they had the gate closed over here from our parking lot for the media, so I had to go through the building, and I run into Gene Deladon and Paul Warlow, and I figure I'm a fairly tall guy at about 6 feet. I know I got dwarfed by them. I felt like a midget.
I'll tell you, Paul Warlow, what a player back in his day, both high school here in Delaware, then, of course, in college. And
and
obviously
for Atlanta.
Yeah, phenomenal there as well. And then obviously now giving back, being a coach in his own right, helped out with the Jets last year. And, of course, coaching up Salesianum and was part of the team that won a state championship a few years ago. And a team now that's been in the top 2 or 3 each and every year since Coach Deladon took over.
At Warlow, I was kidding with him. I said, you remember when I was doing the games with Mike Corey? I said, we used to take those plane flights, and I'd see you back there reading, hitting the books, and one assistant coach looked at me and it went, Warlow hitting the books? I said, well, that's what it looked like.
Right with your own 2 eyes.
A book was out. I'm not sure what was on the other side, but the book was out.
Oh, we love Coach Warlow.
Yeah, he laughed.
That's right. Coach Harmon as well down there on the sideline.
That's
for
right.
Salesianum. So here we go. 4th and goal out of the timeout. Smyrna down by 10. A big play here, and it's going to be Drew Marks in the pistol, the regular offense from the 5-yard line. Carroll behind Marks. Marks looking to throw, looking for Enriquez. He might have got a foot in. Touchdown, Smyrna. When you're in need, you go to number 7.
Single coverage on Enriquez, and quarterback Marks looked his way the whole time. Here's where the ball's going, and he let him make a play, an athletic play on the sidelines. I don't know how he got a foot in.
I don't either, because, again, he did not get 2. That is for sure, but I swear you might have got that 1 foot in, and now a flag on the play, and I believe it's against Salesianum.
Yeah, we'll see. They're picking it up. It was thrown in the end zone away from the play.
And you mentioned it. That was locked up one-on-one coverage, and that was good coverage. And, again, the last ball, the first touchdown by Marks was a beautiful ball. That was right in the breadbasket. This one was a little bit tougher. And Enriquez able to go up and make a play on it, high point it, and get that foot in. That is just an incredible play by Enriquez.
He is so athletic. What a talent he is. And he's going to be at Syracuse next year. I know I talked to his dad. He's a photographer for 302 Sports, and he says we have the opportunity. We have an open invitation anytime we want to go up and watch a Syracuse game. A team that's doing well this year, by the way.
Yes, they are. And they have been very competitive. 3-2 coming into today. Big underdogs today, somehow on the road. But they have been phenomenal, and the Smyrna Eagles were phenomenal on that drive as they try to make this thing a 2-point game back in the Earthquake. Enriquez splits out wide. Kearney sends him in motion. They fake it. Kearney trying to get upfield. He's got room. He lowers the shoulder, and he's in.
Well, that's big, because now it's just a safety game right now. It's 16-14. We know it's not a 3-point situation for the Eagles. They need a safety to get back in the game.
Who knows the way this is going? We may see one. We've seen a lot of crazy things happen in this one. What a drive by Smyrna. And again, the big play on it was the 45-yard direct snap.
Yeah. To Dakaya.
That took him to Dakaya. That took him all the way to the 5-yard line. Smyrna able to punch it in. Drew Marks to Henriquez, the second time that they have connected today for touchdowns. 2 touchdown passes for Marks, 2 receiving touchdowns for Enriquez. And again, when they're getting down to the goal line, Glenn, they're in the red zone. They see that one-on-one coverage. He's just throwing it up to number 7.
I don't care who's covering him. You could put the best cover man that Salesianum has on him. It has been mostly Odell Teal.
Yeah, they've got great ones over there.
I mean, he's so athletic. I mean, for him to just throw it up there and let him make it an acrobatic catch or play and somehow keep 1 foot in play. I don't know how you defend that.
Man, it's tough. And just like that, a 2-point ball game, 3:08 remaining here in the third quarter. Yeah, what a catch and what a score. And now the Sally's offense going to come out with a 2-point lead. It was the Smyrna defense that forced the punt on the last possession.
Not a whole lot of activity going on today around the state, but if we get some scores, we'll pass them along.
Pooch kick, and that one I don't think it was touched. I think they let it go out of bounds. Nice job by Salesiano, heads-up play.
Yeah, I do see a yellow flag over there on the other side, a couple, so I guess everybody didn't get the memo on the pink.
I think it might just be our lead official.
Now we got a final score as our producer Jason Winchell tells me that Lake Forest and Sussex Tech, I believe a couple of undefeated teams in Class 2A District 3. And a big win today for Lake, 26-21 over Sussex Tech.
Yeah, we got to work on getting that third headset here on this thing so we can get Jason in our ears and us in Jason's ears going forward. But great to have the whole crew out for this one. All hands on deck for Smyrna and Sally's.
Our thanks to Dover Federal Credit Union for sponsoring our scoreboard. Got another one for you, too. How about this? Christiana beats First State Military 20-14 in overtime.
The Vikings. Christiana had a nice turnaround here these last few years.
Yeah. This three-class system's really helped them.
First and down as Nab heads it outside. They get it up top into the hands of Tassir Jones. And the quick screen is up for a good gain on first down. Call it 9, and it'll be second and short coming up as Sally's with a nice gain to start the drive. Going to stick up tempo here, back to the line of scrimmage.
And one more score for you, Nick, in the Class 3A. St. George's shuts out Hodson 38-0.
Shout out to Coach John Wilson.
Yep.
Second and 2 now. Motion to trips. Nab hands it off to Gaiman. Gaiman had a nice hole up the middle, and then he's going to turn on the Jets. Jasir Gaiman with a house call.
52 yards, big gap right up the center of the field and got past the secondary level. Goodbye.
What an answer for Salesianum. Didn't take long, just about a minute following the score from Smyrna. And we talked about on the previous drive how we saw the biggest hole open up the middle for Kearney of the day. Well, that time the biggest hole for Gaiman opened up for that Salesianum offense.
So it only took about 30 seconds for Salesianum
sounds about right.
to respond. And that is now the longest play of the game, outdoing Dakaya's 40-plus run.
Teams matching each other here to start the second half. Avila's kick is up and through as the touchdown for Smyrna gets answered right away by the touchdown for the Sows. 2:52 to go here, quarter number 3. 23-14 Sally's leading Smyrna here at Delaware Stadium. We'll be right back on 302 Sports. And here we go after the touchdown by Jasir Gaiman, 52-yard run up the middle. Fair caught here by Smyrna at the 30. 2:52 still to go here in quarter number 3. Nick Allison, Drudy alongside Glenn Frazier, Hollywood, Jason Winchell, Craig Laskowski, Mike Lang, Jordan, and Nick Halliday.
So we had a very defensive first half, and now here it's an offensive explosion so far here in those third quarters. We've had the 2 longest plays of the game back-to-back almost. 52-yard touchdown run by Salesianum's Gaiman, and then a march to Enriquez 5-yard touchdown pass precipitated by the 4-plus run by DeCaio on the old fumble Rooski.
Yeah, that play was incredible. Gaiman incredible up the middle. And you said it, a shootout feeling here to start half number 2, 23-14. Sal's up by 9. Going to move it over now to the hash. So Smyrna offense finally got rolling there to start the third. We'll see if they can keep that momentum going offensively as Mark's back in. Going to stick with the regular offense.
I'm watching Enriquez. This time the defender is Thomas, and he's 10 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Beverly and Nakai Reed both out wide to either side. Kearney to trips to the top. They empty it out for Marks, who gets out of the pocket, has some room to run. He'll once again take off down the sideline, and not known for the legs, but has done a great job of using them when needed today for the Eagles.
Yeah, he's their leading rusher by far. It looks like he stepped out just shy of the first down marker. Yeah, about a yard.
He's done a good job showing off that mobility and the high IQ. You see him throwing up those pump fakes as he's running around just to keep the defense honest. Again, even if you get past the line of scrimmage and you're still doing it, that can still catch the defense. So he's done a good job of manipulating them that way, and now 2nd and 1.
He had 58 yards on the ground coming into the game today. He's already surpassed that with 64. By far the leading rusher for the Smyrna Eagles in the ball game. Of course, he was sacked as well, so the yardage will come off.
The worst rule in the book. Out of the pistol, here's Marks. Fakes the handoff, looking for somebody across the middle. It's Caserta who makes the catch, gets past midfield, inside the 50, into Salesianum territory, as those two are battling for it. But as you know, Ty goes to the runner, in this case the receiver, and a nice catch by Caserta.
They worked that. Oh, and there's a late flag after the play, so somebody said something that the officials didn't like.
That was nobody wanted to give up the ball. They were holding it one another.
Yikes.
And we'll see which side this affects here.
Yeah.
If it's against Salesianum, I mean, either way, it's a tough break, especially for Smyrna after the big catch. Let's find out.
And again, they're going to wave it off.
Wave it off.
Yeah. But a well-designed slant pattern again, and Marks does a great job of hitting his receivers in stride. Doesn't throw it behind him where they have an issue there. He gets that ball out in front and leads them.
I think Marks has looked good today. He's looked a little bit more crisp than last week against Middletown, and looked pretty good in that game as well. So Marks off to a nice start here into the second half. 2:28 and ticking here in the third as Marks gets the play call from the sideline. Double slot. Kearney, of course, in the pistol, once more behind him. They drop back out of the pressure, does Sally's. It's a handoff to Kearney. Nice move on the juke outside, and able to pick up about 4 yards on the carry on first down.
Did a good job of eluding a defender's shiftiness there. There's a little jump cut to the outside. But again, every time you think Kearney has the ball, he's going to get big yardage, and Salesianum reacts so quickly, he only picks up 3.
They might have the best run defense in the state. But a lot to be determined here the rest of the way. 2nd and 7 for Marks. Once again, going to hand off to Kearney. So back-to-back running plays. This time, no gains. Salesianum right there, getting off the piles. Roman Trubiano. And Glenn, we've seen the passing game be effective for them here to open up the third quarter, and this time they go back-to-back runs, and now 3rd and long, 3rd and 7.
Yeah, trying to keep the Salesianum defense honest, keep them packed in there in the middle to respect their running attack. So I understand some of these calls. You can't just go pass.
And again, obviously 4-down territory, as always, are Smyrna, so that, of course, gives you a little bit more to run plays like that for sure. And now they'll empty it out on 3rd down. The screen's not there. Marks has to tuck it. Going to have to make something happen, but there is nothing to be made as Salesianum is there. They bring him down at the line of scrimmage, and now 4th down.
Yeah, 4th and about 6. Guess they're going to give him credit for maybe a half a yard to the Sal's 45-yard line.
And you talked about it earlier, great recognition by that Salesianum secondary. They saw the screen, they jumped around, and Mark's unable to throw it and had to tuck it and try to make something happen.
Great job by the Salesianum linebacking group today. Teal, McConaughey, and Trubiano have been very active. They react to the ball so quickly. And they're not going for all the ball fakes.
Yeah, they got a good group over there. Could be the final play of the third quarter.
I noticed Marks hasn't so much been stopping the cadence and looking to the sideline for a change.
Caserta from right to left. Now they'll set up a screen to Henriquez. Henriquez actually on a quick slant across the middle, and that's going to be good for a first down. How about that one on 4th and 7 as that takes us to the end of the third. And when you need a big play, you find Phoenix and Henriquez, and Drew Marks has a good quarterback nose, and he's able to do it there. And that time they motioned Caserta to move the defense from right to left to free up that middle of the field, and they come back to him on the backside.
And you would know better than anyone, my friend, as a quarterback yourself.
Well, that'll take us to the end of the third, 23-14, Glenn. We got a good one here at Delaware Stadium. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after the break as Sally's takes the lead. We'll be right back.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
And welcome back inside 302 Sports. Nick Alessandrini alongside Glenn Frazier, Hollywood on the camera, Jason Winchell, our producer, Craig Laskowski running the show on the switcher, Nick and Mike down on the field. And Glenn, we've got a good one. We're heading now into the fourth, 23-14. We've seen some offense here in the second half after it was a defensive theme first half. And you would able to move the ball.
Yeah, you would expect that, right? The different units making their adjustments in the locker room at the half, and both have done so. Smyrna's had a trick play in their back pocket coming out of the earthquake that set up their touchdown.
Back in the pistol here to open up the fourth after the big 4th and 7 conversion to end the third quarter. Marks hands off up the middle, and my goodness, a shoulder from Roman Trubiano laid the boom. A short gain, maybe 3 or 4 for Christian Carroll.
Yep, Christian Carroll on the carry. His first carry, officially the second half.
I believe got the first carry of the ball game, right? Back on that first play to kick off the Smyrna offense way back when. And now he'll exit a little shaken up after the hit by Trubiano.
Yeah, a big linebacker, smaller running back.
Now emptied out here for Marks Glenn on 2nd and about 7. Looking over, coach is really emphatically pointing something out here. Let's see what they see. Sally showing blitz off the edge, and they'll bring the pressure. Fires to that side into the hands of Beverly, or excuse me, to Kyrie, but it was knocked away late. Don't think he had possession before it came loose.
No, I agree with you there. A good pass breakup there. And on the defense, I think that was TJ. Yeah, Tyzer Jones.
He's having himself a nice game as well. And you think about the secondary that Salesianum has had over the past couple years.
Nick, that's the first incomplete pass from Marks in this second half.
He has been operating that short game so well here to start that second half. And that one, a better defensive play across the middle. And now that's going to put Marks and the Eagles at 3rd and 7. But, again, we'll say it again, 2 downs to get there.
Going back to the second quarter, Marks had hit 8 straight until that incomplete.
Trips to the bottom here. Enriquez is by himself at the top. They're going to hand it off to Kearney, trying to bounce it outside, able to break 1 or 2, but not going to break 3 or 4.
Trubiano in there on the stop. Got a little help from Jet Healy coming out of the backfield.
Now another 4th down and 7 coming up here, Glenn, for Smyrna. We saw them convert on the backside slant to Enriquez to end the third. A very similar situation. Well, they're going to need 7 more here.
I'm looking at Phoenix. He's lined up at the top of your screen. He has single coverage. The D-back is playing about 5 yards off of him. Now they bring Jones up for press.
Goes. Yeah. And now that safety shaded over the top. They're not going to let him beat him here. They're going to have him doubled up. And now trips to the bottom. It looks like they might have some man coverage on the other side. And some movement against Smyrna. That's going to back up the Eagles. And now 4th and 7 just got a lot tougher at 4th and 12.
Yeah, a lot tougher as they try to get the score to cut this back to a 1-possession game.
We'll see if that affects the play call here.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we've seen, depending on the coverage and the route running at the top of your screen, that's Enriquez up there. So if he does a slant or does a post down towards the middle of the field, it opens it up for Marks to get around the edge up there, and he's gotten good yardage.
Healy has an eye on Enriquez on the backside, but they have to shade to the trip side, so Healy now sets up in the middle of the field. And now they'll send quads out. They're trying to open up for that backside game, and they're going to stick now with this side. Marks, room to run, takes off and makes the defender miss that he needed to, and he's got 1st down yardage. Drew Marks, a game to remember using his legs.
He got about 18 yards there. He's approaching 100 yards rushing.
So they run the same exact formation and motion on the 4th and 7 that they ran when they converted with Henriquez. Instead, they go to the other side, or we're looking to go to the other side. Nothing there. Sally's was all over it. And Marks, once again, making a play with his legs. He's been phenomenal with his mobility today. 1st and 10, Smyrna. Fakes it, RPO, Marks, another juke move, and this time nothing going for the quarterback as he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, but was close to making something happen there.
Yep, it didn't fake out Castlevera that time, though. He made a good one-on-one stop. After that last run, though, Marks took a pretty hard hit. He was popped at the end of that run. Well, we've seen him a lot of times. Most of his runs have been towards the sideline as here comes the earthquake package, where he can get out of bounds without taking the hit.
Yeah, and he's done a good job at doing that. That time, you're right, nowhere to run. He was hit hard, hit early.
Mine's made of Rolling Stones. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
And again, Glenn, this time, and we're not sure maybe if it affected the player formation call here as he heads to the sideline. Maybe that's what was planned, or maybe they just want to give him a play off here.
Yeah.
Either way, here comes the earthquake on 2nd and 10 from the Sally's 23. Kearney's kept it the last few times. This time, he will not. Henriquez around the edge. Spin moves, breaks a few tackles, and stays in bounds, pushed out of bounds. It looks like close inside the 15. That might be good for a first down. It looks like they're going to mark him just short, maybe a yard or two, and that time they flip it to him on the speed sweep.
He was one of the leading rushers for Smyrna last week against Middletown. He had almost 90 yards.
That's right.
Yeah. But I wonder if the Syracuse coach just cringes every time he watches a run like that by his receiver that he's going to get.
He's not supposed to be playing running back.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you what, though, even with the ball in his hands, he's able to – he lays hits as the runner. He's elusive. You saw them there. He took a couple hard hits, was able to stay on his feet, spun back, move inside. So he can do it all. Earthquake here now on 3rd and 2. Kearney going to throw it out to Henriquez. Needs to make one guy miss, and he did it. And Henriquez inside the 10. And he continues to be the guy you go to when you need a play.
How about the pass? Kearney, and he can throw.
That's a risky one. I mean, not risky, but again, that's a unique play. You trust Kearney, and he's able to get it done. And then you got to trust Henriquez because you're one-on-one, so you have to trust that he's going to make that defender miss, and he did just that.
Well, they'll stay with the earthquake, at least if they can get down to about the 1 yard line. The thing is, Salesianum's defended this pretty well up the middle.
They have throughout. Let's see how they do here. 1st and goal from the 7. Kearney keeps it himself, looking for somewhere to roll, and he's nowhere to go.
Grab from behind. Yeah. That's the middle linebacker, Kevin McConaughey.
He was able to get through the line of scrimmage and then able to come back around and make the tackle.
8 carries here in the second half for Kearney after just 5 carries in the first half. But he hasn't had a play longer than 6 yards.
Henriquez on the sideline for this play. Christian Carroll has entered.
Okay.
So no Marks and no Henriquez here on 2nd and goal from the 7 yard line.
So if you're Salesianum, you're keying on number 11. And if Smyrna's calling something out of their back pocket, number 11 won't get it.
Well, Carroll is there with them, and they'll split them out. So Carroll and the Henriquez roll here on 2nd and goal from the 7 for Smyrna. Cool. Bad snap. Kearney's going to look to throw. Throws it up, has a man, and it's tracked down and caught in the end zone by Lansana Dakaya, who had the big play earlier in the second half. And this time, Kearney goes 2 for 2 on the drive, and the running back throws a touchdown pass.
Oh, man. 2 passes in this drive out of the earthquake for Kamaj Kearney. Gets Smyrna right back in the game here. They can make it a 1-point game with this 2-point try.
How about that again? Coach Judy keeping the Sally's defense on their toes. And it's Kearney who's able to throw 2 big passes, one on a conversion to Henriquez when they needed it, and then this one for the touchdown as Dakaya come running free across the middle of the end zone.
And now the all-important. Yeah, they were 2 for 4 last week on conversions against Middletown. So far, 1 for 2 here today.
And again, that play without Henriquez or Marks on the field, they get it done. Back in the earthquake, and this time Henriquez is in the ballgame. Kearney, of course, awaiting the snap out of the shotgun. They get it to Enriquez, follows a blocker, lowers the shoulder, and he didn't get in. He was so close, and somehow Sally's keeps him out of the end zone.
Yeah, pick your player there if you want. There was 3 or 4 defensive players in there for Salesianum to make that stop. Enriquez tried his best, just couldn't get the forward progress needed to go in.
Able to break 1 or 2, lowered his shoulder, somehow stayed on his feet. I thought he was going to propel himself into the end zone, but Sally's able to pursue the football and keep him out by a few inches. And now with 7:20 to go here in the ballgame, 23-20, Salesianum over Smyrna here at Delaware Stadium. It's been a fun Saturday afternoon here in Newark.
That sure has. And I know you're, are you working on fumes? Because you were here late last night, sir, for the Delaware game.
Yeah, it would have been a little bit better waking up had that game ended a little bit differently. But what a game it was. I mean, that was one of the best games I've ever had the chance to call and be here for. An electric crowd, over 19,000.
Yeah.
Here for that one. And again, when you can play with a team like Western Kentucky, who has been a consistent conference champion, it's good to see. So I would have liked to have the victory, but I love the way they played last night. And again, I think some good things to come as we get deeper into Conference USA, but a tough one last night for sure. And another good game here this afternoon on a Saturday. Must be something about Delaware Stadium.
Good measuring stick, I thought, for Delaware last night.
Yeah,
everybody, the fans in this area, like, well, how are they going to measure up with Conference USA? Right. And the Hilltoppers, one of the best teams in the conference coming in.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I heard a lot of that over the summer. That ball is bobbled there on the kickoff, and it'll be hopped on at the 40, 7:17 to go. Yeah, I heard a lot of that over the summer, Glenn, of people I talked to about the move up, and some people didn't necessarily, like it, and they kind of say, hey, you guys, you'll win 3 games, et cetera. And already got 3 wins, so we're happy there. And team has played well this year. A phenomenal job by Coach Cardi and Coach Rojas and their crew over there. And hopefully good things more to come here for the rest of the season. And now we're going to see this Salesianum offense, Glenn, and Smyrna is now putting the pressure on Sally's.
Yeah, we want to give props to the other college team in Delaware. Delaware State off to a good start this year.
That's right. Shout out to Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, with Deshaun.
They have really changed that. They've already surpassed their win total, or it's matched it from last season. Timeout on the field. Smyrna takes it.
Yep, the Eagles take a time. Yeah, Deshaun's done a good job.
Absolutely. I mean,
they've already won more games this year than they did all of last year.
I mean, that is truly incredible. And again, I've been to a couple events leading up to season for them. A lot of hype at Delaware State, a lot of talk, and it's looked good so far. So a great job by that university and Mr. Allen or Dr. Allen, I should say, and getting Deshaun over there, and they've done a great job. Clayton Portis on that coaching staff.
Yeah, that's right.
And I mean, tell you what, how about Marquise Gillis, the running back for Delaware State from Milford? I mean, he came here against the Hens in week 1 and just rumbled for, I believe, over 100 yards. He's been phenomenal. Del State was leading the conference in rushing, and they've got some Delaware kids on that team, including Gillis. Love to see it.
They got a big televised game coming up at the end of the month. I believe it's the Philly Classic.
At Lincoln, at the Link, right?
That's right, at the Link, yeah.
Michael Vick versus Deshaun Jackson.
That's right.
That'll be a good one. So here we go. Salesianum offense and Brady Knapp back out onto the field. It'll be the pistol to start. Gaben right up the middle. Eli Mann wraps him up for a short gain on first.
So Smyrna's still doing a pretty good job against Salesianum's run game. They've let Game On get loose for a few right up the middle with some good gap blocking by Salesianum. That time, good stop.
Yeah, the last drive was Gaben up the middle for a 52-yard touchdown.
Yeah, there's the exception.
And by far the only big play of the game in the run game for Salesianum. They go back to him here, trying to bounce it outside. Can't do it. Guess who? Eli Mann.
That Monday night quarterback, one of the Manning brothers.
He's playing like it.
Yeah, I tell you what, this Eli Mann plays a lot better defense than Eli Manning could ever wish to. I don't know
if Peyton and Eli have that sideline-to-sideline capability.
No.
Well, here we go after the nice tackle. 3rd and long, 3rd and 9, 6:19 to go here. Smyrna showing some pressure. We'll see if they back out of it. Sally's now going to be in the double slot here on 3rd and long.
Clock winded down. We got only 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, how about that? Here's the snap. They need 9. Knapp, tons of time to throw. Steps up in the pocket to Elias. He's got him. Elias is going to get into the end zone. And a 3rd down touchdown for Bray Knapp and the Sows.
That one goes for 59 yards. The best pass of the day by Brady Knapp.
On the money. Flags come flying late on the celebration. or maybe against Smyrna. It looked like it was against Sally's after the touchdown. We'll await the call. It's going to, of course, be after the play.
Extends that lead back out to a 2-possession ball game.
And it's been the big plays for Sally's in the second half. 52-yard touchdown from Gaiman up the middle on the run, and then Brady Knapp able to take the top off to Elias here on that one.
James Elias, the senior wideout. It's his second touchdown on the year.
Had him beat, and Knapp able to find him. And this penalty will go, I believe, against Salesianum. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the celebration.
Yeah. You know, Gene Deladon's done a pretty good job of cutting down on those kind of penalties for his team. Last year, there was a ton.
Yeah,
a ton
there
on sportsmanlike.
You're right about that. So now the PAT team on for Salesianum. The kick from Avila is up and through. He's been perfect on the day. 30-20, lead back to 10, as Glenn mentioned.
And that's why those 2-point conversions are so important for Smyrna in their game. So they missed 2 out of 3. You put those 4 points back on the board, it's a one-possession game, just a touchdown.
And you think back to the Middletown game as well. Those couple of conversions might have been the difference there.
Yeah, sure. Now here's the thing. If this score holds up and Smyrna loses and they go to 1-5 on the season, it has not hurt their tournament chances because they can still win their district and get into the tournament as a 1 or a 2 seed by winning their district. And that starts for them with their next game. So they have Sussex Central, Dover, Cesar Rodney, Cape, St. George's. They have that bunch of teams to play, and that's still their goal. You know, we played a tough non-conference schedule. We went up and we played Middletown, and we played Salesianum and all those out-of-state teams. But the goal is to win the district.
And they want to be, and we see this every year, right? They want to be playing their best football in November. And what we've seen out of them is they get better as the year goes on. It seems each and every season they are playing their best at the end of the year, and that's because they play these tough teams and they are battle-tested throughout the regular season. No doubt about that. And we were talking, before we went on the air here, talking about, it's different teams that are going to be in the mix this year, and those top 3 are all very good football teams. As we are back underway, kickoff is going to be caught at the 28. It's Carroll, I believe, trying to get to the far sideline. He does. He gets out to about the 42-yard line.
Nick, I tell you, for the most part, I mean, these 2 teams are respecting the return man in the kicking game. And there's another late flag that's thrown. I think that's going to be unsportsmanlike.
I believe against Salesianum.
Yeah. But the point I was about to make is almost every drive has started at either the 35 or the 40.
That's right.
Every
good field position.
Both teams, yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that. Another unsportsmanlike against Salesianum, and if it was against the same player, most likely not, I believe, would have been the second. But either way, more yards tacked on for Smyrna.
Yeah.
And this is the issue that you talked about last year that we saw in abundance.
Yeah, and I've talked to Gene about it, and he doesn't like it. He's trying to clean it up. So far, of what I've seen of Salesianum this season, they've really cut down on those kind of penalties.
And I've done a great job until this point today of doing the same. And it's so hard to find that line, right, between the energy and the passion that you want your guys to play with and then carrying that over into so unsportsmanlikes. And it's okay if you get one every now and then, but you don't want to rack them up consistently, and that's what they did last year.
Right, and you really don't want to get them after a score. You score a touchdown, and you don't want to be taunting the other team or, doing that kind of stuff. This looked like it was probably a verbal penalty. Yeah.
And the refs are down there. They can hear you.
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
They can hear you, student athletes.
And if you drop that one bad word, that one, that one.
Cost you 15.
Oh, yeah.
It'll cost you 15. So now Smyrna has the ball, as you talked about, field position in Salesianum territory at the 43. 5:49 to go. They're down 2 possessions. The offense has been humming here in the second half.
Yeah, both offenses have picked it up. Had some big plays.
Press coverage on Enriquez at the bottom. Kearney motions to the backfield and will reorbit outside. Ooh. Marks. Here comes the pressure. Got rid of it as Carroll, who's hit hard but makes the catch at the 32.
I tell you what, Austin Thomas has really been sticking people today, but that was a good job by Marks to get rid of that. He's holding his back a little bit.
He took a hard shot, but again, able to hang in and make that throw. That is a nice play by Drew Marks. Both Thomases, how about that? You got Thomas on Sally's secondary, Amir Thomas on Smyrna.
Yeah.
They both like to lay the boom.
Oh, man. Yeah.
5:35 and winding. Trips to the top of the screen. Marks in the pistol on 1st and 10. Inside fake handoff to Kearney. Looking for the throw. Has a man wide open over the top. And Enriquez hauls it in for the touchdown.
Great job by Marks to deke the defense, thinking he was going to take off and run with it. Stopped just shy of the line of scrimmage. And, boy, Enriquez released, and no defender went with it.
2 plays, 42 yards in about 30 seconds. And Smyrna strikes quickly, and once again a one-possession game, and that time, Glenn, the RPO throws Salesianum for the first time all afternoon. They had been ready for everything, and somehow number 7 slips free on the back end. That's the one guy you can't lose. Well, they lost him there. A nice fake by Marks, and he's able to get the ball up into the air and into the hands of Phoenix Enriquez.
For the second time in this half, we've had scores 30 seconds apart. It took Smyrna barely 31 seconds to get in the end zone.
There was defense in the first half, lack of here in half number 2. 5:24 still to go. A big one here for Smyrna. Fake it. Kearney trying to follow some blockers, won't get there, and he stopped short yet again. But with no field goal game, most likely would have needed a touchdown again anyway to take the lead. So 30-26, Sally's up by 4. And now the Sally's offense coming back out here, Glenn, and they haven't been able to get stopped really much either.
So we had a safety and 3 touchdowns in the first half. We already have 5 touchdowns here in the second half. So we know who made the adjustments in the locker room at halftime.
That's right.
It was the 2 offenses.
Some big speeches there at the half.
I'm going to try to tally up what Marks has done here in the second half. He's 7 of 8 here in the second half. For 80 yards. So that puts him over 140 yards passing for the game. And meanwhile, Nab's done a pretty good job himself. He had 100 yards in passing in the first half. He had that big 59-yard touchdown pass here in the second to give him 162.
This is the best. I've only done a handful of his game. This is the best I've seen him look. He's looked fantastic today. And again, that's not an insult. That's a compliment because he always looks good. Today, he's looked great. That ball through the legs. That's a loose free ball. Gaiman will pick it up at the 30, and that's where he will head out of bounds. Offense will take over for the Sows. There, let's get a ticket attendance here today, Glenn. 1,356.
Okay.
A beautiful crowd here.
Yeah, I was kind of guessing between 1,000 and 1,500, so that falls right in there.
That's
you know,
a
we
good
were
guess.
talking about Deshaun Jackson at Dell State earlier.
That's
How about this score? They're playing Monmouth today, who I think is one of the, they're ranked.
Team. Yeah.
They're ranked, and they are tied 21-21 midway through the second quarter.
I'll tell you, that is that's good. Monmouth was one of the better teams in the CAA last year. That offense broke some records, and they had some guys coming back this year. How about Dell State? And again, they opened up with a tough game against Delaware here.
Yeah.
People didn't know how to react, with Delaware winning that game, pretty narrowly. Well, that's because Delaware State's a good football team.
Exactly, and they're well coached.
Exactly right. What a turnaround. Love to see it for the Hornets. Brady Knapp out of the gun. Inside handoff to Gaiman on first down, or Cotton, I believe. It's Gaiman.
Gang tackle.
No gain.
Yeah.
So now, Glenn, if you're the Smyrna defense, this is where you're looking for your big play of the ball game, looking for that stop here, trying to get the ball back to your offense with a chance to win it.
Conde and Dixon stuffing the run that time in the gut there, but yeah, Smyrna has at times they've been able to get off the field. They need to get off the field here because we know they can score quick.
Double slot for Salesianum, and you can tell by the way that Tasir Jones puts the hands on the helmet. He knew a teammate jumped.
Yeah, that
and a 5-yard penalty.
Right tackle. Not on the same page with the snap count. So now, behind the chains for the South.
Smyrna building a little more momentum here towards the tail end of this one.
Safety Amir Thomas, he's got to do a good job of not letting anybody get beat downfield like they did on that bomb, that 59-yard touchdown. He's got to give the corner a little help.
Double slot for Brady Knapp. Gaiman is the running back to his right.
Good Class 3A battle here this afternoon at the Tub.
Actually, it's Cotton.
Flag.
And more flags here towards the tail end. I mean, towards the back end of the secondary, excuse me.
Delay a game. They didn't get the playoff. So now even further behind the sticks.
So they don't get the playoff after the full start. That's a tough one there for Salesianum.
So now 2nd down and 20 coming up.
And now, again, if you're Smyrna, you got to play this carefully, right? You can't give up a big play. You have them where you want them there with a chance to get the ball back here late in the game, 4:20 remaining. Let's see what Sally's can do offensively. They set up the screen to the far side of the field, able to break a tackle, and then wrapped up after a gain of about 5.
As Jamar Taylor eluded the first defender in the backfield, and then he got wrapped up for a minimal gain.
Both teams with 2 timeouts here the rest of the way as we tick down now under 4 minutes. And it was 3rd and 25, and now it looks like 3rd and about 15.
Yeah.
I think it was 3rd and 20, not
it
25
was,
before, which we see on the scoreboard.
Yep, they got 5 there. So this is a big down right here for both teams, right here.
They leave Cotton into block. Nab fires, has Taylor, who gets back to the original line of scrimmage, picks up a few extra yards. And now 4th and long, and if you're Salesianum, got to send out the punt team.
Yeah, you got to trust your defense that they can get a stop.
Well, here we go, Glenn.
There we go, man, right down to the wire here.
3:20, clock winding, and Smyrna a chance to win it. Last week, it was the opposing team they played, Middletown, who had the ball last, and Middletown able to win that football game. Now the Eagles will be the team with potentially the last possession here at Delaware Stadium.
Back deep, maybe the player of the day for Smyrna, Phoenix Enriquez, 3 touchdown receptions.
Will they kick it to him?
Not going to be returned.
And it takes a Sally's hop,
Wow.
a beautiful punt.
Wow.
That time for James McGovern.
Wow.
And he pins him deep at the Smyrna 11. So 89 yards the Eagles will have to go if they want to win this football game. They're going to have 2 minutes and 39 seconds to do it with 2 timeouts. Here we go, Glenn, coming down the stretch.
What a weapon to have a good kicking game. And Salesianum, year in and year out, they do have a solid kicking game. That was an exceptional punt. Great hang time. And he got it up. His special teamers got down in coverage, not allowing Enriquez for a return. And then you get that, what was about a 15 bounce.
Huge play. Special teams has been huge for Sally's today. The touchdown, and then, of course, that play there could be the 2 big plays we look back to if this game is finished. Trips to the bottom here, Glenn, and 1st and 10 from the 11. Got to go almost the length of the field. Fakes the handoff. Here comes the pressure. Marks can't take a sack, and he does.
Yeah.
And the Sally's defense with a big play when they needed it. A loss of 5. 2nd and 15 coming up, and the clock will run. 2:25 and winding.
2nd sack for the Sals against Drew Marks today. That time they just collapsed the pocket. He had nowhere to go.
And again, looking to the line of scrimmage. Again, you're more worried about yardage and I think time necessarily here to start. Got to get some big plays here for Smyrna. Motion to quads to the bottom here for Marks on 2nd and 15. Low snap, they're going to fire it that way, and that one was thrown almost into the defender out there. Instead falls incomplete. Helmet comes off, so he's going to have to leave for a play, and he knows a good IQ. He's calling for a teammate.
I think that's Teal, right? He was down there on coverage.
Yep.
Not the best throw that time by Drew Marks, who's
No.
had a good afternoon. That one was a little too low.
And again, if you're Smyrna, clock now stopped at exactly 2 minutes, 3rd and 15, so it's more important that you pick up the first down here with these 2 downs, but got to push the ball down the field here in this situation. One safety shaded to the left here. Now coming back towards the middle of the field, they motion out. And here's the snap, 3rd and 15. They set up a screen, and they couldn't get it into the hands. I believe it was Reed. Otherwise, I think he had room to run.
Yeah, he did. He had plenty of room in the middle of the field. They let all the defenders come in. Marks just a little bit too low for him to get.
That was a great play call by Coach Marks there as Sally's brought the blitz. It was the perfect play to go against that blitz and just unable to get it into the hands of Reed on the screen. And now, Glenn, final play potentially 4th and 15 coming up.
Yeah, Smyrna has to go, and if they don't convert here, I think you're going to see the victory formation.
You got to look for 7. Hasn't been targeted yet on this series through the first 3 plays. 4th and 15, game coming down to this one. Marks across the middle. Enriquez tips it up, and it's intercepted. Picked off on the back end by Healy, and he is tackled inside the 2 in the perfect way for Salesianum to end this one. The defense makes a play, and that'll seal the deal for Salesianum as they get a win here at Delaware Stadium over the Smyrna Eagles, and a tough second consecutive loss for Smyrna in back-to-back weeks.
Second time today that Marks has been picked off. The other one was Jones, but that time trying to get it up high to high pointed to Enriquez, and he one hand tipped it up in the air, and that allowed Healy to play center field and pick it off.
And yeah, man, that's a play you have to at least tempt for. So if you're Enriquez, you got to tip it up. You got to do something to try to keep the ball alive.
Exactly.
So again, you don't worry about the interception there. That's not the worst thing in the world, but a nice play by Salesianum to come up with a big play with the defense when they needed it, as Smyrna was able to move the ball in the second half, but the defense stands tall for Sally's down the stretch.
Now, I would think Salesianum would just take knees here.
I would imagine, but 2 timeouts for Smyrna. So that would leave a little bit of clock left, so maybe Sally's just trying to put a bow on this one. They get it to Gaiman outside and in, and that will put a bow on it. 36-26, $1:40 to go.
Second touchdown of the day for Gaiman. Of course, he had the big 52-yarder earlier here this half.
A fun one, though, here on a Saturday afternoon. Doesn't feel like a fall Saturday. It's up in the 80s. It is hot down on the field.
So these 2 trading touchdowns here in the fourth quarter.
It's been a fun second half. And we appreciate everybody that spent your Saturday afternoons with us here on 302 Sports. We've had a lot of fun bringing the action to you here from Delaware Stadium. A shout out to the entire crew. We had a great crew here today, almost everybody here. Pat is on vacation as the kick is up and through in the Outer Banks, so shout out to Pat, who's down in North Carolina. So Nick Gallisandriti alongside Glenn Frazier, Hollywood to my left, to his left Jason, to his left Craig, Nick and Mike down on the field. And again, a very good crowd on hand here for this Saturday afternoon football. And Sally's able to make some big plays down the stretch, including the home run hit to James Elias down the sideline, and then the defense, Healy picks off the tip pass here when Smyrna needed the 4th and 15 conversion.
Now, it's always that time, the tough time of the game where
right.
we need to decide who we want for player of the game.
That's
Mike Lang's going to do the interview, and he's down there. I don't know whether you don't go with maybe Brady Nav for this one.
He looked really good.
Gamon had 2 rushing touchdowns.
McGonaghy played very well defensively
he
as
did.
well. Austin Thomas, oh, you're right. We could
Thomas had a good game, yeah.
I'll tell you, a team win for Salesianum here in this one. That's a tough choice. I don't know if it's ever been that tough for me before. I don't know. That's why it's up to you, Glenn.
Yeah, oh my.
And fair catch called for there. Smyrna offense will get some more reps in here as we wind this one down. Still 1:40 left.
Well, Nab has 2 touchdown passes and 182 yards. And again, you can pick several players when you do this thing. So I'm thinking we go with Brady Nab as our player of the game. 2 touchdown passes and 182 yards.
Made some big throws down the stretch especially. So prevent defense for Sally's as Smyrna. We'll see if they push it down the field here. They get Marks on the rollout. Will fire to the sideline to Enriquez. A nice play for a first down, a gain of about 11 to midfield.
And that young man he's had 2 exceptional games in a row against Middletown last week and then again here. I think he had 3 touchdowns last week, 3 again here today. Matter of fact, I was on my way down to the field last week thinking he was going to be player of the game, and then all that fiasco at the end.
Yeah, what an ending. Again, and he would have been, had that game stayed with Smyrna, he would for sure have been the player of the game. Same thing today if they would have had to pull this one out. Marks has played well also.
Yeah.
Just a tough final drive as the Salesianum defense
Pressure.
able to make the big play. Here it comes, and they got him. Down goes Marks inside the 45.
Guess who? Odell Teal.
I'll tell you, they're getting contributions all over that defense. And we talked about McGonaghy. He's been everywhere. Trubiano's been on both sides of the ball. Vankerhoven has the safety earlier, the pick earlier from Austin Thomas on his play on special teams. I mean, it has been a group effort. We're circling guys. All these guys can be players.
Right? That's why I'm saying it's such a tough. Healy's
win.
played well on both sides of the ball.
What a team win.
So is Austin Thomas. And for Smyrna, like we said, hey, their goal is to win the conference, and that's the way they get into the tournament. So that's all ahead of them. Same thing for Salesianum. They're in a conference with Middletown, Apo, Caravelle. They got a tough road coming up. But that's their goal. That's how they want to get in, is by winning their district.
Exactly.
And that's all in front of these two teams as they put a great effort on the field here today.
And when you play these teams that they have played through the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, that really, I mean, it really helps you down the second half of the schedule. You are battle-tested. You are ready to go. So I think like we see them most of the time, we're going to see them pick up, and they're going to be playing their best football here towards the end of the season.
Yeah, Smyrna lost to the second-ranked team in PA, Coatesville, to start the year by 3 points. Salesianum.
So Marks will let this one fly. Once again, the sideline to Henriquez, padding the stats there for Phoenix.
Yet another catch for Henriquez today. Is that?
And Marks now, oh my goodness, the pass rush unblocked up the middle. Ryan Vankerhoven. Unblocked like a missile.
Yeah, now you know what's coming. Pin your ears back.
Clock will continue, or excuse me, timeout on the field. So Smyrna calls a timeout. Out of the timeout, it will be 4th and 15, under a minute to go as we gear for our setup on our post-game interview. And that'll be brought to you this week by Mike Lang here in a little bit.
Yep.
As the two teams once again going to chat things out of the timeout.
It just looks so funny to look out there on the field here at the Tub and see that Conference USA logo.
That's right. So we were here on Tuesday looking down on the field after the press conference for the University of Delaware, and there was a bunch of people on the field working, and one of the Delaware guys that we love, Ed LaFerge III, who's being in the communications department, associate AD, said, what are those guys doing down there? Are they allowed to be on the field? Who is that? And then we come to find out it was the Conference USA people applying the logo there at the 50. We were having a conversation last night on the broadcast for 94.7. We were saying, we know how you put it down, but how do you get it up? Is that going to be there the rest of the season? Who knows? Looks good, though. Marks in the shotgun. 4th and 15 could be the final play for the Smyrna offense. And they're going to need 15 yards, need to get to the 41. Marks to throw, fires across the middle, a little behind his intended target. That was taken away, intercepted by Healy. And what a play by Healy to end this one. Another interception for Salesianum. The defense with a few turnovers down the stretch, and that will do it.
One of those 50-50 balls, and that one just a little bit behind the intended receiver. And Healy got good hands in there quickly and just yanked it away. Third pick thrown today by Drew Marks. But again, he's been kind of rushed into those decisions because of the scoreboard. Yeah. So unofficially, we have Marks throwing for 170 yards and Nab throwing for 182, leading the way. Marks, game on, let's see, he rushed for 75 yards. He got 52 of it on that touchdown run. Other than that, Smyrna played the run well today.
Yeah, they did. Just the one big play by Gaiman up the middle was the only big play on the ground for Salesianum, but they got plays from the defense, from the special teams unit, and, of course, the offense.
Yeah.
And now just one more snap away from this thing being wrapped up at Delaware Stadium as Salesianum will get the victory over Smyrna. And I don't know if it'll shake up the rankings here as Middletown still sitting atop the board for us,
Glenn, not much, yeah.
Might stick. I think Sally's will stick at 2. We'll see what happens with Smyrna after playing 2 very good teams tough the last 2 weeks.
Unofficially, I have Drew Marks rushing for over 80 yards to lead the team in that category. Of course, then you have to take the 3 sacks off. He won't end with that much. You hate that.
Dumbest rule in sports. Dumbest rule in sports.
That's it. Game over, buddy.
That'll do it as Sally's comes to Delaware Stadium and gets the victory over Smyrna, 37-26. You got the stats there from Glenn, and now we're going to send it down in a moment to Mike Lang, who will have our player of the game, Brady Knabb, our quarterback from Salesianum. Some big plays down the stretch for Brady, including the big home run hit to Elias that regained them or re-separated them in this game.
Yep.
And
definitely.
That'll be momentarily here as we have in our handshake at midfield. Again, nice crowd, over 1,900 on hand here for this one on a Saturday afternoon in Newark. Beautiful day for football. A hot one down there on the field.
Yeah.
But no cramps. We didn't see many injuries, so that's always great to see.
Exactly. Let's run down our scoring plays while we're waiting for Mike to grab the player of the game. So it all started off in the first quarter with a block punt. It was Vankerhoven that got his hands on it. Austin Thomas picked it out. No, Odell Teal, I think, is the one that actually blocked it.
Yeah.
And then Austin Thomas picked it out of the air for the about a 6-yard return for the touchdown. Kick was good. That made it 7-0. That happened late in the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, Vankerhoven got the safety to make it 9-0. Brady Knabb to Taylor. Avila's kick made it 16-0 with under 5 minutes to go in the half. Then Smyrna got on the board. Nice pitch and catch from Drew Marks to Enriquez of 7 yards out. Run failed, 16-6 at the half. Smyrna scored first in the third quarter. Another touchdown pass from Marks to Enriquez. Barely got the foot in. Kearney ran in the 2-point try, and we had a ball game, 16-14. But then 30 seconds later, Salesianum's game on with a 52-yard scamper up the middle, and Avila's kick extended the Sal's lead out to 23-14. Smyrna comes back again. Kearney pass to Dakia. Run failed. It was a field goal game at 23-20. Salesianum with 6 minutes to go. Knabb to Elias, 59 yards. Big play there. Avila's kick made it a 10-point game, 30-20. Smyrna answers just 30 seconds later. Marks to guess who? Enriquez, 32 yards as he beat the secondary. Run failed, 30-26. And then the final one after the interception as Gamon runs it from 3 yards out with 1:40 to go. Avila's kick good, 37-26, the final, Nick.
What a recap. Thank you, Glenn. Taking you through step by step what we saw here on the field at Delaware Stadium. Mike Lang will be joined by Brady Knapp here in a moment. Coach Deladon talking to the team at the 20. A big win for Salesianum. And now again, you look at Smyrna, Glenn, and we talked about them, 2 very tough losses in 2 games that they had a chance to win against 2 of the best teams in the state. And of course, I think they'll be again in the mix for title contention at the end of the year.
Oh yeah. Two tough losses to very good teams. Of course, we come to find out after the fact last week that they really should have won that game, but they didn't. So Middletown took care of Sussex Central last night, and now Middletown, Smyrna, Salesianum, they have district games the rest of the way. It's going to be really interesting, especially in District 1, where you got Middletown, Salesianum, Apo, and Caravel. It's going to be a nice, fun
That's
run
right.
down
Things
the
are
stretch.
you said interesting. Things are definitely going to get interesting down the stretch here in the first state with our high school football rankings, and, of course, the playoffs coming up a little bit later on. A lot of football still left to be played here in Delaware, but again, starting to shape up a little bit. We're starting to see what we may see down the stretch. And 2 very good football teams that we had a chance to check out here today at the Tub. And again, long post-game speech, as always, for Salesianum. Coach Deladon, one of the best. And, of course, a couple of coachable moments here for Salesianum. Smyrna getting their talking to, obviously, by Coach Judy down there. And again, both of these teams, some of the best coached teams in the state of Delaware, 2 of the most successful teams in the state of Delaware. And it was a fun matchup that we got to check out here at a unique location here for the first time this season.
Yeah, first, I think. I don't remember a regular season high school game being played here at Delaware Stadium, so I think it's the first time this has happened. as this year we've already found out from the DIAA that all 4 of the football state championship games will be played at Alumni Field on the campus of Delaware State University.
Right,
so last year we had 2 down there. We had the Unified and the 3A. Of course, what a 3A game that was.
Wow.
And then the 1A and 2A was up at Abyssinia, so this year all 4 at the same location. I think we had
yes, they did. That's
3
right.
really close games. And then even the Class 2 game where Carabel was heavily favored, Howard hung with them for a half.
Yeah, but that young Howard
Almost
team,
3/4.
able to hang in there on a very cold night. I remember that.
Oh gosh, wasn't it? I remember.
That was cold. Different from what we're dealing with today. That is, that is for sure. As both teams wrapping up, we're going to send it down to Mike Lang here in just a few seconds. And a special thanks to Mike down there, who will be with our player of the game.
Some of those Salesianum fans supporting their team, applauding as they're down there. Down there, the box seats.
Hey, Mike must be lost up in the pile there.
He must be. We're waiting him to get an interview with our player of the game. Brady Knabb, the quarterback for Salesianum, again passing for unofficially 182 yards and a couple of touchdowns, and engineering a really nice football game here today. But again, it's such a tough choice to single out one player. This is a big team win for Salesianum. Defensively, the linebackers were special today. I know Paul Warlow's got to be really proud of McConaughey, Trubiano, and Teal. Castlevera filled in nicely as well. And the 2 D-backs, Jet Healy and Austin Thomas, what a game they had for the Sows. And for Smyrna, you look at those kids that we say were the players to watch at the top of the broadcast. Quarterback Drew Marks, who does a great job running. And, of course, Kamaj Kearney, who was a wide receiver, converted to a running back for Smyrna midway through last year, and he runs the earthquake for him. And, of course, Phoenix Enriquez. Even some of those other receivers, Nick, do a great job. Caserta, Nakai Reed, Chris Beverly, Kilgo, they have a good crew of wideouts there for Smyrna.
All right, and now we have Mike Lang with our player of the game. Let's send it down to Mike with Brady Knabb.
Power's on.
We had to put some things together, and it happened.
How about that pass to Gaiman in the first half? We were able to find an opening in that defense.
Oh yeah, that was just a little dink and dunk, and he did his thing and turned it into a big play. So
every time you guys threatened to pull away a little bit, Smyrna came back. I know you're not on the defense, but watching a guy like Henriquez and Marks being on the sideline, do you get a little nervous? Are you thinking, no, we got to just go out there and have a second half like we had in the first half?
Just got to execute, and that was the bottom line. Our key word all week was finish, so that's what we did.
I want to ask you real quick. You guys had the series down here where they stopped you, but you came up with the safety. Your defense came up with the safety. How big was that?
Oh, that was huge. It's just they're just doing what they do. They always know how to make big plays in big time moments. So, yep.
All right. I heard you guys have the SATs on Monday, right? And
well, I think we lost him on the SAT question.
Yeah, I guess so. There's Mike hanging out with Brady, so we appreciate it. We're going to wrap it up here in the booth. Glenn, put a bow on this one for everybody. Big win for Salesianum, 37-26 over Smyrna.
Yeah, I coming into the game, I really thought Salesianum was going to flex their muscles and run the ball on Smyrna and run it right down the middle on them. And Smyrna did a good job defending that. So that's why Brady Knabb, he switched things up. He went to the air, and he did it very effectively. Yeah. Deserved to be our player of the game. On the other side of the ball, I thought Salesianum's defense was just special. Those linebackers were a key today in this game. They were all over the field. They didn't allow Smyrna to run anything between the tackles.
No.
Anything that they got on the ground, it was Drew Marks around the edge. So, I mean, he almost had 80-some yards rushing himself. And, of course, we know he's going to put up some numbers in the passing game with that crew of receivers that he has led by Phoenix Enriquez. So, pretty much what I expected, except for Smyrna playing the run well and Salesianum having to go to the air. But a good win for the Sals. Smyrna has nothing to hang their heads on.
Yeah.
You know, they've played 2 tough games here back-to-back against teams ranked ahead of them in our Super Pole, Super 7, and Class 3A. They'll regroup, and like I said, their goal, Salesianum's goal, win your district, get the automatic spot, and a 1 or a 2 seed.
And again, that's all still out in front of Smyrna. Of course, both paths are out in front of both of these two teams. And again, I have a feeling we'll be seeing them down the stretch here as we get into November here in a little bit. So for Glenn, Hollywood, Jason, Craig, Nick, Mike, Jordan, and myself, we will see you next week. And Glenn will be with you on Friday night, Appo and Caravel. And then we will be back on Saturday afternoon with St. Elizabeth's and Brandywine. So a doubleheader up north. And, of course, Benny always has great action for you downstate as well. Some great games that Benny has had here, including the one last night as well. So a couple big ones coming up for everybody next week. Make sure you keep on to social media. Tune in to 302 Sports, and we might have a weekly show for you coming out this week as well. So a lot to potentially talk about, but we will see you all next time. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon from Newark. Sally's 37, Smyrna 26.